Hi, and welcome to Wampus Cat football tonight. The Cats are on the road at Cabot against the Cabot Panthers and legendary coach Mike Malhan. We'll talk about Coach in just a few moments. We're joined by Coach Fimple. And, Coach, before we look at Cabot, let's look back at North Little Rock. Boy, that's a good football team they have down the road.
I tell you, they're a really good football team. Coach Mitchell and his staff have done a great job. Really like the way their philosophy is, stopping the run, wanting to run the football. And again, they remind me of like the 04, 05 Central teams that went back-to-back for Coach Cox. So, there's a lot of similarities between the two of them. But, again, they played pretty good the other night. We had some execution problems on both sides of the ball there, and you just can't do that against good teams like that.
The opportunity for you to go into the halftime locker room tied. Tell me about the halftime.
Oh, well, excitement was in there. We'd actually got down to 14-0, and what was great about it was the resilience again that they showed to come back and get the two plays to tie it back up. And again, going into halftime, it was good for us to be re-energized because of what had happened so quick to get down 14-0. But there was come back out of half there and. Really had some alignment problems there. We had a fumble that I thought we should have got there that would have probably changed the momentum and swung a little bit. But, again, just a really good football team. They didn't make a whole lot of mistakes. And again, we just got to go back to the drawing board. And, again, that's part of the process.
And for the first time this year, that process includes bouncing back from a loss.
Oh, that's it's huge for our kids this week. But I tell you, we've been through so many different situations, to the overtimes, and we can sit here and go through every game and the things that we talked about being coachable moments here on the show. This was just another one of those things. So after the game, going in the locker room, and again, it was amazing to see the kids sit there and being able to talk to each other and say, okay, we go back, Sunday we're going to do this, Monday we're going to do this, and really have had a great week of practice.
And a week of practice that's unlike any other week.
Oh, I guarantee it. It is something different that I've seen them one time in the 20 years of being in football and got a chance to play them. But again, it's really hard to simulate. It's extremely quick. You had to do a lot of work on just your scout bunch to be able to show them. And then, the physicality of what they do. And it's real hard to simulate. But we've had a great week of practice with a bunch of guys that have really put a lot of heart into just showing it to us.
Yeah. Now, they also shorten games.
Oh, yes.
So that means you can't waste possessions.
That's the main philosophy is that they're going to shorten the game. They're going to try to keep the football as long as they possibly can. And that's been working for 299 victories for a long time. And that's what's been great about Coach Malham. He sticks with what he knows, and we've got to be able to meet that challenge.
All right, we'll kick it off in just a few moments. All right.
Appreciate
Wampus
it.
Cats, thank you, Coach. Wampus Cats and Cabot, it's on the way next on Conway Corp Channel 5.
At Conway Regional, every day brings new challenges and celebrations. And one of those celebrations is being named the #1 hospital in Central Arkansas for overall hospital care. While we're proud of our awards, our team is driven by something more. You. You're our #1. And for us, that's the #1 worth celebrating. One team, one promise. Conway Regional. At Conway Regional, every day brings new challenges and celebrations. And one of those celebrations is being named the #1 hospital in the state for orthopedic care. While we're proud of our awards, our team is driven by something more. You. You're our #1. And for us, that's the #1 worth celebrating. One team, one promise. Conway Regional.
Good evening and welcome to Panther Stadium on the campus of Cabot High School, where tonight the Cabot Panthers play host to the Conway Wampus Cats. Good evening. I'm Jeff Matthews, joined by Levi Gilbert, Stats, and our whole entire Channel 5 crew. And we are here live tonight with the Wampus Cats coming in for the first time this season off a loss. They're 4-1 after the loss last week to North Little Rock, 1-1 in the conference. This Cabot team comes in on a 3-game losing streak, won their first 2. They've lost 3 in a row as Mike Malham tries to get win number 300.
And they're desperate to get that win, and they would love nothing more than to get that win against the rival Conway Wampus Cats. You've heard the term trap game. I had to explain that to someone the other day, like what that meant.
Right.
This is not a trap game because Conway knows anytime you're facing off against Cabot, just throw out the rule book, throw out the game book. It's going to be a knockout, drag-out fight.
Everything is different against Cabot. The way that they have played football for 4 decades here is the way that they have played football here for 4 decades. Nothing's changed. They're still running the dead tee offense that Mike Malham has always run, and every team from Cabot does. And so the middle school, the junior high, the high school, the JV, the sophomore, they're all running this offense, which means when you're an opposing team, you get the chance to line up against it just once a season. Maybe twice during the junior high or the middle school season when they might have a couple of different teams. But when you get to this level, there's nobody like them, and that's a challenge, and we'll have to watch what the defense decides to do tonight. Let's talk about your concerns, Levi, coming in as the Wampus Cats make their way on to the football field.
Concern number 1, looking at you, defense, contain the 4 horsemen. That's what Cabot calls their 4 stud running backs, especially T.J. Rogers. He's got a lot of speed. He can make you pay real quick. Concern number 2, we've got to complete some passes and extend some drives. We didn't have a first down in the second half against North Little Rock. You're not going to win many games without getting first downs in the second half. And number 3, just keep your heads. This is a classic rivalry game. We've seen the Wampus Cats lose their cool a little bit late in games, usually when they've had the lead, just getting nonsense penalties. You can't afford that tonight here at Cabot.
The other thing that I think is worth mentioning, you mentioned the need for the first downs just to move the ball. It's important to keep the football because that's what Cabot does.
Right.
A 3 and out is not a good thing at all, but it's certainly a bad thing against a team like Cabot that would take the ball and they could keep it a whole quarter.
Right, because you probably get 2/3 the amount of possessions that you normally would
That's
get
right.
in just any other game because of the style of Cabot's offense.
Last year it was a 49-14 win for Conway over Cabot at home. 2 years ago it was a 37-14 win on this field. That game was significant for 2 reasons. The records for the 2 teams. Conway came in 0-5. Cabot was 5-0, ranked number 1 in the state. That was one reason. Both teams came up very different momentum-wise.
Yeah.
The other thing that changed that night was we had a new starting quarterback, and he'll be tonight's starting quarterback. Giovanni Johnson, as a sophomore 2 years ago, got his first start on this field. He was 6'3", 185 pounds 2 years ago this week. Tonight, he's 6'5", 205. So he's 2 inches taller, and he's gained 20 pounds, and you can look at him and tell it's all muscle. That's
sure.
a great athlete, a talented athlete, and we need to see him throw the ball around tonight.
Slightly ominous start already, Jeff. We came out on the wrong side of the field. It's okay, just get the jitters out now, guys. It's all right.
Conway and Cabot, we've been doing these games for 18 seasons, and this is the matchup that we've called the most. They've played every year during the regular season, and twice we've played them in the playoffs over the course of these 18 seasons of broadcasting Wampus Cat football. We're thrilled that you're with us tonight. Thank you if you're back home watching on Channel 5 or 585. If you're watching online or on the app, we appreciate you doing that as well. And as always, we'd love to hear from you. Twitter, 5 Sports Live. Find us on Facebook. The YouTube chat line is open as well. I know a lot of folks are chiming in on that. We'll try to get your comments there the best that we can. And we are underway from Cabot. Opening kickoff taken inside the 5-yard line by Bryce Bohannon. He is flipped on his back, and when he lands, the ball comes loose. But it is going to be Conway ball at the 15-yard line.
You talked about that game 2 years ago. That game 2 years ago reminded me a lot of the North Little Rock game last week in that Cabot came out real fast, scored 14 points, but then Conway was able to flip it. I think they scored 37.
37
all,
straight.
Yeah, all unanswered.
Giovanni Johnson, the senior quarterback. Kerry McClain is with him. First play of the night is a pass play. I love the call from Brian Rainey. See them go ahead and start getting some confidence between Giovanni Johnson and his 2 senior receivers, Nick Richmond and Will McKenna. McKenna makes the catch on that one.
And those quick outs are going to be there. We saw it a week ago with North Little Rock, not really playing tight coverage. 5, 6, 7 yards. It's going to be there every time if you can make that completion.
Slade Smith, the birthday boy, had a birthday yesterday, is the tight end on the near side. Nick Tufu, the H-back on this near side, and that's where Bryce Bohannon runs. Bohannon, good run to the 30-yard line. That'll move the chains. It's a Conway Regional Health System first down. So the catch drive continues. Let's get you the starters on the offensive line, left to right. It's big Robert Scott, 6'6", 280-pound junior. Next to him, one of our captains tonight, Lance Rogers, 5'10", 235-pound senior. The center is senior L.J. Hansberry, 5'11", 270. Right guard is Zol Vinces, 5'8", 245, a junior. And Big Hayes Denton, 6'3", 240. Hayes is a junior, and he starts at the right tackle spot. Pass complete to Nick Richmond. He will be dropped after a short gain. But the key point of that call right there was pass complete to Nick Richmond. They have got to get hooked up.
I'll share some stats a little bit later as we keep going. I pulled some stats on Nick specifically, just his first 5 games a year ago compared to his first 5 games so far this season. And he's due. He's due to have a breakout game. Would love to see it happen here tonight.
10.5 minutes to play. We are just underway. Whistle on the play. Scoreboard there showing you 10:29, and flag comes out. I want to mention our scoreboard tonight because our scoreboard operator.
You're bringing the emotions early.
Well, I'll wait.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
I'm just not ready emotionally yet.
Well, let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
Second
quarter at least.
All right, I won't wait that long. 10.5 to play in the first quarter. Penalty backs him up a little bit. It is 2nd down and 13. Live tonight from Cabot, Mike Malham going for win number 300. He has been the head coach here for 38 years. He's been coaching for 41 years. Had a 3-year stint down the road at Jacksonville before he came to Cabot. A lot of connections. Kenny Smith was an assistant here before he came over to Conway and eventually, of course, became the head coach there. There's been some great battles between Conway and Cabot.
It's an incredible run, and Cabot's known for these long runs. I mean, you look at Coach Crowder, the women's basketball
That's right.
coach, Coach Bridges, who retired last season. You come here and you stay.
5 wideouts for Giovanni Johnson. Over the middle for Nick Richmond. Nick makes the catch. There's the Nick Richmond we've seen before. Down at the 34-yard line. It's a first down. Wampus Cats, a Conway Regional Health System first down. Great catch.
And the key there, Giovanni had plenty of time. Great job by the offensive line giving him time. That's a long drop back, but he gets the placement, accuracy right there, drops it in, and Nick finishes the job.
Slade Smith, Nick Tufu to the near side. Bohannon in motion. The jet sweep to this side. Bohannon. He is brought down. Tackle is made by Kyle McIntyre. Their best defensive player is number 19 in the secondary, Zane Harper. Coach Malham said about him, I think he's a legitimate college prospect. He can run, catch, and hit. He's a good one. Zane Harper, number 19, is one to watch for them. Also, number 30, Lucas Crumbley. He's their best their best linebacker, and he is set up just a few yards behind the line of scrimmage right now. Handoff. It's Kerry McLean. The Cats' leading rusher gets to the 25-yard line, and Conway will face 3rd down. Crumbley steps up and makes the stop. He was their leading tackler a year ago as a junior. So 3rd down and 3. Kerry McLean off. Richmond, McKenna, and Bohannon to the far side. It'll be a run to the near side. Behind Hayes Denton, Giovanni Johnson inside the 15-yard line. He is brought down by Preston Kiahi, and it is going to be a first down Wampus Cats.
You often hear the tall quarterbacks that have speed like him. They're deceptively fast is how you'll hear people describe it. It looks like they're just kind of skating out there, making it look so effortless.
8:20 to go. We are just underway. First drive of the night for the Wampus Cats, and they are threatening. The pass complete to Bryce Bohannon. Bryce battling his way close to the goal line. It'll be short. Great shot there by our sideline camera. Robin running it tonight. Pass complete to Bohannon. And it is 2nd down and a yard. Zane Harper makes the stop. Correction, that was a first down. So first and goal for the Cats. Giovanni Johnson with the snap and the run. Big strides into the end zone. Great drive for the Wampus Cats as they move down the field 85 yards and score. They're up 6-0.
This modified version of the Rhino has just been near unstoppable since they moved to Giovanni managing the ball. in those, short goal line situations.
Will Hogue attempt the extra point. Nick McEwen holds. That kick is very good, as they have been all year. The Cats are on top early, 7-0. We'll take 30 seconds and come back to Cabot on Conway Corp Channel 5.
At Conway Regional, every day brings new challenges and celebrations. And one of those celebrations is being named the #1 hospital in Central Arkansas for overall hospital care. While we're proud of our awards, our team is driven by something more. You. You're our #1. And for us, that's the #1 worth celebrating. One team, one promise, Conway Regional.
Nice drive for the Wampus Cats as they move down the field and score. Conway up 7-0. Nice balance on the drive, too.
Yeah, nice balance, but passing game leading the way on this drive. 51 yards passing,
Very
38
good.
rushing. So good news for Wampus Cat fans after the passing struggles we saw a week ago.
And I'll need to look over your shoulder, and that'll confirm 4 out of 4.
Yeah, 4-4 for Giovanni Johnson, 51 yards. Nick Richmond getting the heavy load of that, had that long reception. He had 34 yards on that drive. Just good. Everybody can take a breath here.
One of your concerns.
Yes. I mean, we'll talk about Giovanni's numbers from last week, but it was rough, and it was hard to keep the offense on the field when you couldn't convert on 3rd and long.
Hogue's kickoff will go to the goal line. It will be returned. As TJ Rogers brought down at the 20-yard line. Rogers is a good one, and he is brought down by Shane Smith and Juan Scaife in on the stop. All right, let's get your starters on defense for the Wampus Cats in the secondary. It is Malik Benton at one safety. The other safety is Tez Miller. The defense will look different than is normally the case for the Wampus Cats. You've got Parker Prock and you've got Reed Hughes as the linebackers. Randy Thomas and Dwayne Smith are standing up on the line, and we've got 5 down linemen. Kane Aaron, Tony Pasalacqua. Ty Ross is there as well. Corlin McKinney. There's one more of them there that I'm missing. Oh, it's Big Daniel Seipert. The senior Daniel Seipert getting a start tonight as well. So a very, very different look, but exactly what you'd expect against Cabot.
One of the things we mentioned last week is kind of nice to have North Little Rock as a primer before Cabot, because not exactly the same style of offense, but some similarities on how they line up front.
Jesse Windemaker is their quarterback. He is a senior, first-year quarterback. Runs the option. Not a lot going on. Looks like Cade White steps up and makes the stop.
This defense was on the field so much a week ago. I felt for them, Jeff, because they'd come off, barely be able to talk on the sideline with the coach and be heading right back out, especially in that second half. North Little Rock just going on some long drives. Hopefully they can get some rest tonight.
3rd down and 5. The Wampus Cat defense facing 3rd down for the first time on the first drive. Windemaker will keep, run right into Malik Benton. He dives close to the 30-yard line, and that's going to be short. It'll be 4th down.
I couldn't see which down lineman got into the backfield and blew that up, but I think it was Kane Aaron.
It is 4th down, and we'll see what the decision's going to be. Rhett Thurman is their punter, but Mike Malham is going to try either to draw him off sides or to run a play here. But it is 4th and 1, and the offense is still on the field for Cabot. Windemaker, pitch. Brad Morales will get to the 35, and that'll be enough to move the chains. So on 4th down, Cabot picks it up.
That gutsy call that far back in your own territory.
Morales, Graham Turner, and TJ Rogers are their 3, the first line of running backs. Wyatt McMahon and Isaiah Ogilvie will get some time as well. TJ Rogers is the best of the bunch, though. I know he was your 501 magazine.
He was, yeah, and he was one of the first features we did a couple weeks before the season started. He was a character. I enjoyed talking to him.
And he has got the football now. Tez Miller stops him after a 12-yard gain. Yeah, in that article that you're talking about, T.J. Rogers said, I look forward to playing Conway. Yeah. We have scores to settle. If high school football fans haven't heard of T.J. Rogers yet after this season, they will for sure.
Yeah, he was very confident. And you know what? I mean, I'm sure they were looking forward to playing Conway tonight after the last 2 years. It's been a little one-sided.
He had 1,200 yards rushing a year ago. And this year has already rushed for 150 yards twice. 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Windemaker is their quarterback. Near side, Rogers. Steps out of the tackle. Tez Miller drags him down at the 16-yard line. That's the misdirection. That is what they do so well. And when they've got somebody with some speed, it's effective, and it is with Rogers.
Yeah, he's a potent weapon for them this year. And I love seeing Tez Miller running him down. Tez was hyping the team up before they ran out onto the field. He was. I wanted to be out there and hear what he was saying.
So 1st down and 10 from the 16-yard line. Windemaker. Option pitch to Morales. Blown up by Tez Miller. Boy, he's playing a good one tonight. Tez Miller starting more he's normally a corner, but he's back a little further tonight just because of the different look to the defense. Roman Aaron, the odd man out, as he's on the sideline right now.
It's playing against this offense is so difficult because you have to play containment and you have to play your assignment, and sometimes it goes so against your instincts, but you have to do what you're coached to do.
Windemaker will throw. Complete. 16 yards. And the Panthers move the ball down the field, and they score through the air.
You counter so long going down the field, and that's that Cabot passing game that it's so easy to forget about.
That's right.
But they can come up, and usually when it happens, it's usually for 6.
Mason Martin is their place kicker. He will attempt the extra point. Close to being blocked. It goes over the Conway band that's in the north end zone, and we are tied 7-7. 4:07 to go in the first quarter. We'll take 30 seconds and come back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Hey Wampus Cat fans, David Grimes here. I'm a big fan and a proud member of the Wampus Cat Booster Club. And now is a great time to join the Booster Club. Booster Club members get to vote to help induct the class into the new Wampus Cat Sports Hall of Fame. To find out how you can join, go to ConwayWampusCats.com and click on Inside Athletics. Believe me, there's never been a better time to join the Conway Booster Club.
We know in these live broadcasts, we've got a lot of fans who are watching from all over the country. I know from Hayes Denton's family alone, we've got folks from coast to coast. His brother Hart, that we talked about a couple of weeks ago, star of Riverdale, is in Los Angeles watching tonight. And then he's got an aunt that's in Fort Walton Beach, Florida, watching tonight.
Wait, I thought he was in Riverdale.
That's on TV. That's make-believe.
Gotcha. I have trouble
you?
Distinguishing. And Brandy Jones checking in already again tonight.
Oh, from Utah.
Yeah, she's been watching from Salt Lake City the past few weeks. Go get him, Coach Panky.
That's right. Very good to hear from all of you that are watching. 5 Sports Live is where you find us on Twitter. Track us down on Facebook as well. And if you're watching on YouTube, the chat is open, and we will try to make a point to check that more often.
You know, I was thinking about something during the break because I was thinking this Cabot offense is just so hard to defend against, especially if you haven't seen it before. And I was thinking about Coach Fimple, and then I thought, what a luxury it is to have the previous coach still at the school as your AD that can help give you guidance on these things and give you some tips.
And in talking to Coach yesterday for the pregame show, he told me that in his 20-plus years, been doing this a long time, he's only coached a Mike Malham coach team once. That's it, just one time.
Wow.
He said, I've been able to avoid him otherwise. Handoff, Kerry McLean. tripped up at the 22.
And that's the key, is avoiding them, if you can.
Absolutely. No, they are tough. Zane Harper steps up and makes the tackle. We are tied at 7, just under 4 minutes to play in the opening quarter.
Insurance, looking for program 0897.
Cats looking to bounce back. First loss of the year a week ago to the top-ranked team in the state, North Little Rock. Some movement's going to cost the Wampus Cats 5 yards.
Laura Grimes chiming in on the YouTube chat. JD and I watching from Springdale
very
versus Harbor tonight. So that's a big rivalry.
That's a huge game.
Up there. And then Kevin McAlexander, awesome Conway Corp does this, great company. Well, we appreciate that.
Thank you very much. Good to hear from you. Yeah, that Springdale Harbor game tonight is of a lot of interest.
Springdale's having a good year.
Springdale's having a great year.
Harbor not so much.
Is not so much. And, there was a lot of players from Harbor that transferred to Springdale before this year. So, yeah, that's
Coach Fimple leaves and it
all falls apart, right? Giovanni Johnson on second down. Looking for Will McKenna. Will McKenna. Right over the middle, got to a great spot, makes the catch. He's brought down at the 30-yard line. Move the chains. 1st and 10 for the Wampus Cats.
Jeff, I'm feeling confident enough to say that we've solved the passing game struggles.
No longer a
week
concern?
ago. No longer a concern.
Very good.
There's 2 deep passes on their first 2 possessions. Both of them perfectly placed by Giovanni in stride. That pass there, McKenna just going down that left seam. Didn't even have to stop, let up at all, just right there in stride, brings it in and gets the big gain.
There was a flag on the play. It was against the Cabot Panthers, so of course that's going to be waved off. Hayden Matthews whistled for the foul. And it is going to be 1st and 10 Cats. Ball at the 33-yard line.
Giovanni 5 of 5, 100 yards passing.
It had to feel good for him to come back to this building too.
Right?
I mean, he knows 2 years ago.
The refs are confused of which direction tonight too. It wasn't just the Wampus Cats.
Timeout called by Cabot. We'll take it with them. Good one tonight so far. Tied at 7. 30 seconds and we're back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
As we celebrate our 20th anniversary, all of us at Legacy Fencing want to thank you, the citizens of Conway and Faulkner County, for making us your favorite fencing company. Our goals remain unchanged: to provide fencing based on its longevity in years and not solely on the price per foot. We do one fence at a time at a competitive price. For 20 years now, Legacy Fencing has been turning first-time customers into returning customers. That's the Legacy difference.
Yeah.
For the next generation. I appreciate your vote.
Friday night in Cabot. We are glad to be here tonight. As always, there is a good crowd of Conway fans who have made the trip over. Student section filling up.
Yeah, looks great.
And they have seen a good one so far. We are tied at 7. Next Friday night, homecoming. If you're coming back to Conway, next Friday for homecoming.
That's going to be a good one. I don't want to look ahead.
Northside, yeah. No, we're in a good stretch of ball games here. And we're in a good one so far through the first 8 minutes tonight. Tied at 7. Cats have it 1st and 10. 2 backs in the backfield with Giovanni Johnson. Kerry McLean running to the right. Lots of Panthers there to bring him down. Kerry McLean still in the top 20 in rushing for the season in the state. Lucas Crumbly made the stop.
I pulled some interesting stats on where the team was a year ago, 5 games in, compared to now. Just overall offense. And, Jeff, out of the 2 years, which team do you think would have more yards, total offensive yards, after 5 games? Knowing that you had Michael George last season.
Yeah, I would think last year because we were putting tons of points on the board, too.
It's actually the 2018 Wampus Cats.
That is surprising.
1,879 yards of total offense compared to 1,837. And the Wampus Cats of this year have actually rushed more than the Wampus Cats of last year. 1,231 to 1,027.
Huh.
It was just Michael George dominant.
Right.
This year you've had it's been spread out a lot more. McLean with 586, Giovanni with 279, Bryce with 224, Luke Bailey 110. It's just been a little bit more distributed than it was a year ago.
Luke Bailey adding to his total just a minute ago there with a 3-yard gain. And it is 3rd down and 7. Giovanni will tuck and run. And he will be brought down inside the 30-yard line.
Giovanni Johnson keeps
Jake Mowdy makes the stop, and now it is 4th down. So the Cats are facing 4th and 5, tied at 7.
Yeah, this will be an interesting spot here. It looks like they are going to bring on the field goal unit.
Will Hoag's going to come out. They'll put the football down at the 36-yard line. This is a 46-yard attempt, and it will be Will's longest of the year if it's good. He is leading the state in field goals made and field goals attempted. Line drive kick, it got blocked. It's going to be taken at the 2-yard line. Now they will try to return it. Lance Rogers has his helmet popped off. Look at those guys. Absolutely battling over there. Another helmet pops off. There comes a flag. There comes another flag. And we have got a mess.
This was concern number 3, Jeff. Keep your heads. I imagine we'll see offsetting penalties here. But
I would imagine so. On the return of that blocked kick.
See, Coach Fimple, you got all the way almost to the complete opposite side of the field to help get his players.
Lance Rogers that was on the receiving end of that big hit, but hung on to make the stop.
A lot of deliberation. I imagine there were a lot of activities going on over there. Of course, it's across the field, so we couldn't see a whole lot of it.
Will Hoag is now 7 of 10 on the season, but as I was mentioning, he is leading the state in field goals made with 7. Field goals attempted now with 10. That one was blocked. Those long kicks like that, the long field goal attempts.
Dead ball. Personal foul on the receiving team. Dead ball. Personal foul on the kicking team. No penalties, offset. First down.
So what was I saying?
Offsetting penalties.
Yeah, that for sure.
What were you
Was I
saying
saying
before
something?
that?
I don't remember. Yeah, I'm sure it was good. If you know what I was about to say, you could tweet at us. That'd be great.
It was going to be amazing.
Yep. Been doing this a long time, Levi. Forget a lot of things.
I told you.
Was it about Will Hoag?
Yeah, you were talking about Will Hoag, 7 of 10.
Yeah.
Leading the state.
Yeah.
But it was a
when you
line drive.
Line drives kicks get blocked easily.
Yeah, and I think
that's all I had. All that build up.
I think some of it too was there was a lot of pressure coming on the left side. I think you could see it, and that might have had a factor as well.
In a really weird way, the blocked kick instead of a missed kick helped the Wampus Cats as far as field position goes, because they tried to return it, ended up down on about the 14-yard line instead of being out closer to the 30, which is where they would have been. 1 yard gain, 2nd and 9. Jesse Windemaker is their quarterback. He played defensive back a year ago. Their quarterback was Tommy Oakes, and he was actually coming back, but he was injured and is not playing football any longer, and Jesse Windemaker took over in the spring. Flag on the play.
Dead ball. Snap infraction. Number 50 of the offense.
So they'll lose 5 yards.
I am digging this official tonight. He is very articulate and very quickly speaking and very forcefully telling us what is happening. I can hear him, so I appreciate it.
That's nice too, yeah. Being outside. We are in the stands as we are often on the road. Unlike 2 weeks ago when we did the game through a torrential downpour. It's a beautiful night in Cabot. Handoff up the middle. Short gain. It will be 3rd down and long.
And I'll go number 1, Bradley Morales, tackle made by number 44, Reed Hughes.
Reed Hughes, who had to miss the second half of last week's game, is back and playing this week. And that's going to do it for the first quarter. We are tied at 7 through 1 quarter. 60-second break, and we're back to Cabot on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to midfield.
This is my home. And here's my hot water heater, located right above my living room. And here's the mess it made when it leaked. really leaked. Kind of throws off the ambiance, don't you think? Well, I stayed calm and called the experts at All Clean Restoration, so here it is. My living room before the water damage and my living room after. Or as I like to think, my living room before All Clean, my living room after All Clean. All Clean Restoration, proudly serving all of Arkansas.
Centennial Bank builds relationships. That's why our bankers roll up their sleeves to support Conway and Faulkner County. They are folks you know and value for mortgages, business loans, and all your personal banking needs. Community involvement and exceptional service from people you know. That's the Centennial Bank way. Centennial Bank's legacy started right here in Conway and is still growing. Centennial Bank, building legacies, one relationship at a time.
We're tied at 7 in what is the Bank Bowl. Centennial Bank sponsors the Bank Bowl every year and has for a very long time. Of course, the bank got its start in Conway and then had a branch in Cabot pretty soon after the bank got started. And so the Centennial Bank Bank Bowl has been a part of Wampus Cat and Panther football for a very long time. And tonight, Conway looking to get that trophy for the third consecutive year, winning the past 2.
145 yards of total offense for the Wampus Cats in the first quarter, 100 passing yards. Giovanni Johnson, perfect in the first quarter, 5 of 5. And Will McKenna, Nick Richmond, 56 and 34 yards respectively.
Third down and long, 3rd and 11. Windemaker will pitch. Big hit. How about ya? That is R.J. Hild.
Sophomore.
That is 75. Okay, I'll be honest. I do depth charts that I think go pretty deep.
I think this is one of the first times we've seen him tonight.
Well, he should never not play football again.
No, right?
Wow.
He gets that momentum going.
There's 2 number 75, so that's why I was pausing there for a moment.
Yeah, Hild.
Both are sophomores, the defensive lineman.
Yeah, Hild's the defensive lineman, 6'2", 230, and he felt all 6'2" and 230 of that.
That was definitely that. Wow. R.J. Hild, welcome to Friday nights. So it's 4th down, 4th and 8, and Thurman is on to punt. Rhett Thurman. Nick Richmond deep to receive, low snap. And a punt that you just want to get away from. Out of bounds. Conway's got great field position. So how about this Wampus Cat defense? They allowed a 4th down, but other than that, they have shut them down on the 3rd down conversions, and nice job so far.
Yeah, other than
giving
up the big play on the play action. I think a lot of that has to do with they're playing so tight up front on that line. I mean, occasionally you're probably going to give up a big passing play like that, trying to contain those big run plays.
So 1st and 10 for the Wampus Cats at the 38-yard line. 2 backs in the backfield. It's Luke Bailey to the right, Kerry McLean to the left. It'll be Bailey to the 35-yard line. It's 2nd down.
So Giovanni already as many completions tonight as he had a week ago. He's 5 of 17 for a 146 and a score against North Little Rock. But if you take away that one touchdown pass, an 83-yarder to Kerry McLean, he was 4 of 16 for 63 yards. That's just 25% complete. It wasn't all on him. He overthrew some. There were some drops, passes. Yeah. But tonight they have gotten right.
Giovanni Johnson in the pistol with Kerry McLean behind him. False start going to be called against the Wampus Cats.
It's the 3rd penalty already.
If you're just joining us, Giovanni scored on the first drive of the night for the Wampus Cats on a run, his 10th rushing touchdown of the year. Penalty puts the ball at the 40-yard line. 2nd down and 12. Bohannon to the near side. That's McKenna and Richmond to the top. Ball fake. Pass. Complete. Incomplete. Nick Richmond and I both. The difference is I had nowhere to run.
And he just that was 6 right there. And he knows it. We don't have to call it out. I told you earlier I had pulled some stats on Nick. His first 5 games a year ago, he had 22 receptions for 364 and 5 scores. First 5 games this year, just 10 receptions, 109 yards, and 1 touchdown, which came in the very first game of the season on a little out pass that he took a long way. He's due, and he can have a breakout game. He's already had a few catches here tonight, so I'm glad to see him getting involved in the offense.
Third down. Looking for Bryce Bohannon. He was guarded well, but the pass was exactly where it had to be, and Bohannon unable to catch it. Giovanni Johnson's first 2 misses tonight, neither one are on him.
Yeah, both in the hands of their receivers. That was going to be a tough one to pull in, but it's hard when you hit them in the hands. You know, you kind of feel like you got to bring those in.
So that brings up 4th down and 12. Nick McEwen, the junior's on to punt.
But I will say, impressed with Giovanni, though. He hasn't had one overthrown pass tonight, and that's usually when he's struggling, he's throwing balls a little too deep.
McEwen's punt, goes out of bounds at the 22-yard line. Reed Hughes will down it right there. So 10:34 to 10:32 now to play in the first half, and we are tied at 7. Conway missing a big opportunity there.
Big one. I mean, that great field position you had to not come away with at least 3, that's tough. But this defense, see if they can pick them up again. And R.J. Hill back on the field.
Good. That's number 75 that we're talking about on the left end. First time we've called his name all year was when he just leveled the running back for Cabot.
Okay, Scott's setting us straight. Corlin is wearing 75
Thank
tonight.
you, Scott Thone. Pass is complete, and he is whistled down. Ogilvy makes the catch, and he is tackled at the 41-yard line. So thank you to Scott Thone. Corlin McKinney.
But I see 98 out there.
Well, Corlin wears 92.
92, okay.
So Corlin wearing 75 tonight. Made a play like you would expect Corlin McKinney to make.
Well, now I want to know what happened to his jersey. What did he do?
Well, ask Scott. See if Scott Thone knows.
Scott, what happened to Corlin's white jersey?
I thought I saw Scott here. So someone has alerted Scott, unless he's listening to us as we broadcast. But I saw him walk into the stadium a few minutes ago, or before the game started. Windemaker looks to throw. Incomplete pass.
I think we're going to see some defensive changes in the second half if we don't see him a little bit sooner, because Cabot has noticed that pass is there. I mean, it's 3 times tonight. They don't convert on that one, but 3 times tonight they've had wide open receiver.
Pass that time intended for Bradley Morrow. Second down and 10. R.J. Hill also is 3 inches taller than Corlin McKinney. But to our defense, it's hard to tell from this far out. Windemaker will keep. Tackled at the 46-yard line. Reed Hughes, Daniel Seifert in on the stop, and third down. Third down and 4 with 9:40 to play. See the clock running. We are in the first half. Coming up at halftime, we will have the Conway Regional Health System halftime show. We'll be going over the first half scores from some very big games around the state, of course, in week number 3 of the conference season. That's going to be enough for a first down. Ball comes loose, but well after the whistle. Morales on the carry.
Handoff goes to number 1, Bradley Morales. Tackle maybe number 2.
Reed Hughes hops up. Malik Benton was there as well. And Morales is slow getting up. Athletic training staff out to check on him. This Panther team trying to get their legendary coach, Mark Malham, his 300th win as a head coach. He'll only be the second high school football coach in the state's history to reach that milestone. Only Frank McClellan at Barton has more, and he's in the 360s.
Oh, wow.
So that's a lot more wins.
Yeah,
that you'd have to do.
That's several more seasons.
That's right. Yeah, it's probably that's an unbelievable record to win 360 plus games over the course of a career. That's T.J. Rogers. Dwayne Smith brings him down in the secondary, and it's enough to move the chains again for Cabot, 1st and 10.
And I'll be honest, I want Malham to get it. I just don't want him to get it tonight. You know, there are
I want
other
him to get
nights.
it against North Little Rock.
Yeah, that,
I mean,
that
if
actually sounds great.
If we're requesting things.
Still looking for program 0210 for our Gluttony Chevrolet.
Under 9 minutes to play in the first half. Both teams scored early. Defenses have stepped up since.
And off goes number 32,
Isaiah Ogilvy stepped in for the injured Brad Morales. Picks up 5. It's 2nd and 5.
Cabot offense, man, lulling us all to sleep.
This is what they do.
5 yards at a time.
Yep. And that's something that Coach Malham has talked about. He said it just keeps it simple. It's just a handful of plays. You don't know which one it's going to be, and everybody does their assignment, and it works, and it's worked for years. Windemaker looking to throw into triple coverage.
Oh, no.
There's a flag. And where the official threw it, looks like it is going to be interference.
Yeah, Malik just couldn't stop, didn't time it well, just basically tackled the receiver before the ball got there.
Number 2 of the defense has a 15-yard penalty. Will result in a first down.
15-yard penalty. It is a first down for the Panthers. So the ball now at the 13-yard line, 1st and 10.
13-yard line.
The full Wampus Cat Marching Band is here tonight. They are in the far end zone to our left, set up behind it.
Had too many rainouts earlier in the season.
Yeah.
They got to get their reps in.
I was talking to Mason Choate, the intern for Wampus Cat Athletics and Channel 5 Sports, who's also in the band, and he was saying the road trips are the most fun, and we missed out on the 2 longest ones. You'll be hearing from Mason coming up between the 3rd and 4th quarter with his Wampus Cat report.
Got a preview?
I do. I can tell you that we'll find out how the golf team, Wampus Cat boy golf team did. Also, there's a little bit of cross country, a little volleyball mixed in.
Yeah, golf, I think, wrapped up their
They
season
did.
this past week.
Girls had their state tournament 2 weeks ago, boys this past week. Tennis wrapped up conference play. Their state tournament matches are early next week. We'll hear about all of that with Mason Choate. Jesse Windemaker tripped up on the far side.
On the keeper, brought down by number 2, Malik Benton.
Malik Benton steps in and makes the stop. And it is going to be 3rd down. You'd imagine this is 2-down territory. So deep into Conway's side. Seven and a half minutes to play. Cabot looking for their first conference win. They've lost their first 2 conference games. 2 Little Rock Catholic and 2 Fort Smith Southside. Big stop on the far side. Malik Benton there again. That time the stop was on Graham Turner. Malik trying to make up for that
Yeah, that makes,
pass interference. And
makes
he's
this 4th down a lot more interesting.
Sure does.
Last call for program 0210 for the halftime kick. Last call.
4th down. Scoreboard says a yard. It looks like an awful long yard from here. Windemaker will hand the ball off. Big surge. And that looks like it is going to be enough.
The initial contact.
He was well short of it.
But that extra little, that push.
They will not measure it. They're just going to give it to him, 1st and goal. at the 4-yard line.
It's gotten quiet.
Which is really strange. We had a tie ball game. Your team's got first and goal. Handoff. Rogers to the far side. There's a hold and a big stop. The hold was not called. But Tez Miller flew over there to the side and made the stop. Well, that's a big-time tackle. Second down and goal. We approach the halfway mark of the second quarter. Second and goal from the 2. Quarterback keep, but a whistle.
Dead ball. Encroachment on the defense. Half the distance to the goal. Just a handout.
So half the distance to the goal, which doesn't result in a lot more yardage-wise, but does get them to the play over.
Cabot's confused because they think they scored.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new program number for our halftime kick, 0763.
Coach Fimple.
Calling out program 0763 for our Giovanni Chevrolet.
Yeah, they did. They were acting like they had scored. They did not. It is second and goal from the 1. Interior of the Wampus Cat defense, so very important tonight. Windemaker. Surge, and then the reverse surge. Big play. Now it is third down and goal.
Got a little rugby game going on out there. Scrum.
Way back.
You have program 0763. Please take it to the Panther Spirit Store kiosk located between
Terry and Harris in the game. I think. At least that's who number 56 is in our program.
Well, no doubt on that one.
On the carry, touchdown Panthers.
And a touchdown. So 13-7, extra point upcoming.
One of those long, deflating
That's what
Cabot
they
Panther
do.
drives.
That's right.
Enough time, though, on the clock for this Wampus Cat offense to respond before half.
The extra point is good, and it's 14-7. Cabot has the 7-point lead. We'll take 30 seconds and then come back to Cabot on Conway Corp Channel 5.
At Conway Regional, every day brings new challenges and celebrations. And one of those celebrations is being named the #1 hospital in the state for orthopedic care. While we're proud of our awards, our team is driven by something more. You're our #1. And for us, that's the #1 worth celebrating. One team, one promise. Conway Regional.
Just under 5 minutes to play in the first half, and it is 14-7, Cabot.
13-play, 78-yard Cabot Panther cloud of dust drive.
Yep, that's what they do. And now Conway, which is proven tonight that the timing is there, the accuracy is there, the routes are there, the speed is there. Just got to haul the ball in if we're going to throw it. Can tie this game up quickly.
Program 0189 and 0763. Please report to the Panther Spirit Store kiosk.
Rhett Thurman will kick off. Luke Bailey is 2 yards deep into the end zone awaiting the kick. He will take it and drop it and pick it up at the 5. Luke Bailey holding on to it. Tackle at the 15-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Wampus Cats with 4:49 to play in the first half.
Wampus Cats need to shake it off a little bit.
Yep.
Looking a little timid out there.
Giovanni Johnson will bring his offense out.
Big Rob Scott clapping to himself as he walks out, getting himself pumped up.
You mean the 6'6", 280-pound Rob Scott?
It's a big clap.
That's a
Jeff.
very big clap. 1st and 10. Quick out. Wow, what a catch. Will McKenna. We have a great angle on that from where we're sitting in the stands. He turns his body, makes the catch, gets his feet down. Fantastic. Good throw and catch.
A perfect angle, I would say. You could see that foot tap down as he was heading out of bounds.
Clock stops at 4:44. 2nd down and 5. It'll be a run to the near side. Giovanni Johnson. 3rd down and short.
Number 4, Giovanni Johnson on the keeper around the left end.
We saw a lot of that a week ago. A lot of
did.
him designated runs, designed runs by Coach Rainey in this offense.
And you kind of thought, well, it was set up for something else, but the problem was we couldn't extend drives, so we never got to the something else.
We have another program, 0870. Please report to the
3rd down and 2.
store kiosk.
Johnson will run. Giovanni brought down at the 30 after he picks up 6 yards, and that's enough for a 1st down. Move the chains for the Wampus Cats. Christian Kiehi making the stop, and it is 1st and 10 for Conway.
Let's see if we look deep here.
It's single coverage on the far side. There's a safety right in the middle of the field, but Nick Richmond's got one-on-one coverage, but there is going to be a flag.
Dead ball. Ball start. Number 20 in the offense.
Bryce Bohannon
Penalty.
jumped a little quick, so
like
it's
that's-
1st and 15.
Seems like that's happened a couple times tonight. Not really sure what's going on there.
So 1st and 15. Same defensive alignment with single coverage on Nick Richmond and Will McKenna. Now they'll actually move both safeties back just a little bit. 1st down and 15. Designed run. Giovanni Johnson needed 15 to get the 1st down. He got about 14, but there is a flag on the field.
Yeah, and it was on the
Giovanni Johnson on the
far
keeper.
side.
By number 19, Zane Harper. There's a flag on the play.
Talented safety Zane Harper made the stop for Cabot.
Chop block. Number 70 in the offense. 10-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
Chop block called on Hayes Denton.
You see a flag come in on the backside like that.
Program 0189.
Pretty often,
0763.
that's one of the calls.
0876. or
So push them back to the 15. They got to get to the 40 for a 1st down, so it's now 1st and 25.
Located between the ticket booth and the
Cats
home
going the wrong
concession
direction.
stand.
Far official saying false start.
Dead ball. Ball start. Number 14 in the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
So it's 1st and 30. And a timeout. So Coach Fimple wants to calm everybody down and go to the 1st and 30 portion of the playbook. 14-7, Cabot on top. We'll take 30 seconds and come back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd also like to
There's only one place in Arkansas to get a delicious grade A choice Chuck steak burger cooked to perfection and served with unlimited hand-cut Idaho fries. David's Burgers. Dine in or enjoy on the go with our takeout. David's Burgers is the right choice when the craving hits.
It's 14-7, 3.5 minutes to go in the first half. Coming up at halftime, we will have the Conway Regional Health System halftime show. We'll take a look at the first half stats. We'll look at the other scores from around the state. And we'll also give you a chance to, we'll get something to drink and stretch your legs a little bit.
I'm hungry.
Go to the bathroom or get something to eat.
Yeah, get a snack.
As we will have a few minutes, and our band is here, but I do not believe that they are marching. And so since they're not marching, we won't have the marching to show you, so we'll take a break and get everybody reset and ready for the second half. We've got 3.5 minutes to play here in the first half. Cats facing 1st and 30 from the 10-yard line. Giovanni Johnson will throw to Bryce Bohannon. That was the first pass of the night. That was not on target. Second down and 30.
Wampus Cats have had 8 penalties already here in the first half, and it feels like half of them have come on this drive alone.
Since we took possession, you're right. So 2nd and 30. Bohannon running the same route. Giovanni Johnson looking deep. He expected Will McKenna to keep going down the numbers. And it's 3rd down and 30. I mentioned Bohannon because he was running the same route that was so open the play before. I thought Giovanni might look for him once again, but instead he was looking a little bit further down the field. It's 3rd down and 30 yards to go for Conway. 14-7, Cabot has the lead, looking for win number 300 for Mike Malham. Third down, Giovanni will run. Giovanni Johnson steps out of bounds. That will stop the clock. 3:17 to go, 3:15 to go in the first half. And Conway will be forced to throw the ball or punt the ball back, and I believe it will be 4th down and 22.
Get a little bit more space there for Nick as he comes in and not having to punt from his own end zone.
Nick McEwen's been averaging 33 yards a punt. We could use a big one from the junior right now. That is a good one. Spiraling punt. Rogers picks it up at the 42, and he is met by Tommy Grady at the 42, and he is dropped right there. So good coverage on the punt and a really nice punt by Nick McEwen. And it is going to be 1st and 10 for Cabot. They'll put him at the 43-yard line.
Yeah, Nick's been averaging 33 yards a punt so far. And that was a big one. We needed that one. We needed to flip the field a little bit as much as we could.
Cats have 2 timeouts to use if they choose as we get to the end of the first half. Windemaker. Short gain. Tony Pasalacqua was there close. Malik Benton comes flying in from his safety spot. Kane Aaron also coming off the pile. Graham Turner was the rusher for Cabot.
Morales hobbling off the field again, and it's the second time he's had to hobble off tonight.
And Morales is one of their very talented running backs. Windemaker will keep. Finds room to run. Crosses the 45-yard line, and it's enough to move the chains. Cabot picks up a 1st down.
You can hear the fans. Get him! It's frustrating because this little option, waiting for the pitch, doesn't happen. You don't know what to do sometimes. It's hard. Your instincts feel like the right thing, but often they end up being the wrong thing. It's such a hard type of offense to defend.
Jesse Windemaker is their quarterback, and again, this is first year as the quarterback. A year ago, he played defensive back. That's Rogers to the 25-yard line.
That counter has been so effective tonight.
will result in another Guatney Chevrolet Cabot Panther.
1st and 10 at the 26.
Panthers will have the ball 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Cabot smelling blood.
Well, you talked about it earlier, Levi. It is all about staying where you're supposed to be. You have to contain and you have to stay home. As hard as that is, and that's why it works, because all you have to have is one person a half a step out of place, and you pick up big yardage, or in their case, 4 yards, which is all they're really trying to get each time.
Right.
Keep the ball, move the chains a little bit further down the field. 2nd down and 6. Windemaker will keep and will be dropped at the 20-yard line. So 3rd down.
Really need a negative play here on 3rd down. Keep them from wanting to go for it on 4th.
3rd down and 4.
3rd down and 5 for the Panthers.
Got a minute 25. You see the clock running on your screen. Cabot up 14-7. Windemaker. There's the handoff. Rogers puts a foot in the ground and cuts upfield. That'll be close to a 1st down.
34, Dwayne Smith on the tackle.
Dwayne Smith makes the stop, and they're going to bring the chains out.
It's like they're having a hard time.
Having a conference to whether or not to measure.
I've never been on the sideline crew.
Oh, I haven't either.
Never
done that.
Helping out at a game.
It's probably very stressful.
I have been coaching 3rd base.
Have you?
6- and 7-year-old baseball.
Yeah? Do you
Talk
send
about
everybody?
stressful.
Yeah.
I'm pretty cautious. But
are you?
But I want to get a run, so it's a hard thing to balance.
A minute 9 to play in the 1st half, and it is 14-7. Just outside the 16-yard line. That's where the football is. 4th down.
4th and inches.
If it appears that your television is shaking, that's just our camera. Windemaker, there's a whistle. Timeout. Cabot called timeout. We'll take it with them. 30 seconds, and we are back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
At Conway Regional, every day brings new challenges and celebrations. And one of those celebrations is being named the #1 hospital in the state for women's health. Plus, we're the only hospital in Conway using state-of-the-art 3D mammography. While we're proud of our awards, our team is driven by something more. You. You're our #1. And for us, that's the #1 worth celebrating. One team, one promise, Conway Regional.
And as we make our way back following the timeout, minute to play in the 1st half exactly.
This is a tremendous moment in this game coming up right here, because Cabot, they want nothing more than to go up by 2 scores heading into halftime.
Yes.
Because that just plays into their game plan.
And they get the football back.
And they're 2 for 2 on 4th down conversions tonight. So they've got that confidence going. But Conway can somehow find a way to stop them.
Well, and if any team is built to pick up a few inches, it's this one. They just do what they do, but can we make a stop? We'll see.
Maybe they get tricky here. Go for the pass, go for the jugular.
1 minute to play. We are live tonight in Cabot. Thank you for watching. 5 Sports Live is where you find us on Twitter if you want to check in. Facebook, find us there as well. Conway Corp Channel 5 Sports. All right, here we go. 4th down and less than a yard. There was movement. Conway is saying it was Cabot. Cabot saying it was Conway, but The reaction from the Conway players, I'm afraid, is going to give Cabot the first down here. Jesse Windemaker, the Cabot quarterback, is signaling. So that's a first down now, just outside the 11-yard line. 1st and 10, Cabot. No time goes off the clock, of course, because the ball was never snapped. Just 1 minute to play. Cabot up by 7, and they have the football. Threatening again.
Defense going to have to strap in.
Windemaker will throw. Pass is complete to Rogers.
Windemaker's pass is complete to T.J. Rogers. Touchdown, Panthers.
Pass has been there really all night. They've missed on a couple, but that's the second touchdown pass tonight. Not what you would expect to see from this Cabot offense.
And both to T.J. Rogers. And they're an extra point away from going up 14. (21-7). Cabot's got the lead. We'll take 30 seconds and come back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Protect your family from fire with Conway Corp Home Security. Install smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors that are monitored 24/7. Stay safe at home and get alerts when you're away. Plus monitoring from your mobile device anytime. We make it easy to protect the things that matter and the ones who matter most. Safety for you. Powered by us.
Play later. 56 seconds to play in the first half. And Conway finds themselves down 21-7.
Need a Shane Smith return here.
That would be nice. That would be very nice. The word has gotten out about Shane Smith, and they have not given him many chances since those first few games.
They have not. I mean, you've seen it even tonight. Some very strategic corner kicks. Corner being the corner opposite of Shane Smith.
Bohannon takes it at the 9. Takes the reverse and keeps. There's a flag. Bohannon tripped up just outside the 20.
This flag situation tonight has been intense.
Service kick returned by number 20, Bryce Bohannon. There are flags.
Wait the call.
This side of the field has not been kind to us, Jeff.
No, not so far.
Walking back, number 97 of the receiving team. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
So block in the back called on Daniel Seipert. And it's 1st and 10 for the Wampus Cats. There are 50 seconds to play in the first half.
Cabot just with one timeout.
Cats have got 3 receivers to the near side. The passing game has been there tonight. And this second quarter is crawling to an end. We'll take 30 seconds and come back. Cabot up 21-7. It's Conway Corp Channel 5.
From setting the budget to signing the papers, we guide you through the home buying process and get you the key. Making better happen with First Security.
50 seconds to play in the first half. That was the final timeout for Cabot. Conway has 2 left if they need them as the First half comes to an end here. It has been good to see Conway play vertically. They've been throwing the ball down the field, finding some success there. Giovanni Johnson, whatever timing issues that he was having, I believe has been fixed. He seems like he's got the timing back for the most part. Get the receivers back to making the receptions. First down and 10. It'll be a run.
Number 4, Giovanni Johnson on the keeper.
Short carry.
I think after Cabot calling that last time out, Conway is just content to end the slow, painful second quarter and get into that halftime locker room, make some adjustments.
And I'll be honest, that's a little bit surprising because you just don't get a whole lot of possessions against Cabot, and we're not going to get the ball to begin the third quarter.
I think if we hadn't had that block.
Well, now they're going to throw it over the middle. Bryce Bohannon will stop the clock at the 26-yard line. Block in the back.
I was going to say that, but then you come out and pass on second down. I don't know. A little confused.
Well, and with 2 timeouts, you can extend these last few seconds even more. Giovanni Johnson. Flag. They will call pass interference. Will McKenna was the intended receiver. Jake Mowdy was back there in coverage along with Zane Harper.
Will McKenna is such a big target out there for these Wampus Cats.
6'1", 185-pounder.
He plays much bigger than that to me.
And there is an injured Panther on the field, and it's Zane Harper, who is one of their best, if not their best defenders. And he is going to have to come out of the game for at least this play and be replaced by the backup, Takerio Rudolph. And so their best safety is out of the game. 8 seconds remain in the first half. Conway still has 2 timeouts. Of course, in high school ball, the clock stops at the first down. Giovanni will run. He will get to the 46-yard line, which is enough for the first down. So the clock will stop with 3 seconds to go, and Conway will use one of their 2 timeouts.
Number 2, Tyler Parks with the tackle.
Your thoughts on the play calling here in the last few seconds?
I'm a little confused. They come out, Cabot calls the timeout. That's their last one. So then it looks like Conway is going to just run the clock out. They don't even get a very big gain on that first play that they run on. Then they come out on second down, quick pass, pick up the first down. Then it seems like they're starting to hurry up. And then we see another run here. I don't know. I'm a little confused.
Let's see what Brian Rainey's got for this last play or 2.
All that said, they've got one more chance here to throw a big one up and see what happens.
Again, at halftime, we'll check the conference scoreboard, the 7A Central and 7A West, both in week 3. We will see how other games are going on around the state. We'll do that for you in a few moments. 3 seconds remain in the first half. Conway scored the first 7, and Cabot has scored 21 straight since. Johnson steps up. Now will throw downfield. He's got 2 receivers there. The ball is intercepted in the end zone, and that is going to be the end of the first half. So Cabot takes a 14-point lead, 21-7, into the halftime locker room. There's a holding call that'll be declined, and that will officially end the first half. So Cabot's on top 21-7 as we are at halftime. Time now for the Conway Regional Health System halftime show.
Hi, I'm Dr. Greg Kendrick with Conway Regional Health System. Conway Regional has been an important part of this community since 1938, providing excellent care with skill and compassion. But we're not just a hospital. Let me tell you about some of our fantastic facilities and services. Located off of College Avenue, just a few blocks down from the medical center, Conway Regional After Hours Clinic is equipped to handle a wide variety of problems for patients of all ages. If you need urgent care, and it's after work or on the weekend, the Conway Regional After Hours Clinic is open 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Conway Regional After Hours Clinic, your best option for after-hours care. Located on Robinson Avenue next to Laurel Park, the Conway Regional Rehabilitation Hospital is one of only 4 licensed inpatient rehab hospitals in the entire state. Patients are cared for by specially trained staff under the direction of an on-site physician who specializes in rehabilitation medicine. Conway Regional Rehab Hospital, your choice for comprehensive care to bring you one step closer to home. With 4 locations in Conway and Greenbrier, some with extended clinic hours, our dedicated team provides therapy services including physical, speech, and occupational therapy, aquatic therapy, cardiac rehabilitation, sports outreach, and pelvic floor rehabilitation. At Conway Regional, we are committed to providing all of our patients the highest quality of care.
All right, it is halftime. Our score is 21-7 with the Wampus Cats trailing the Cabot Panthers tonight live from Panther Stadium. So with the Wampus Cats trailing against Cabot 21-7, we are here in the broadcast booth in our broadcast position. Going to tell you a little bit about the first half, and it was a 7-point lead for the Wampus Cats. They were on top 7-0, and then since then it has been all Cabot.
Yeah, it was a very dry second quarter for this Wampus Cat offense. First quarter, you come out, Giovanni, 5 of 5. Perfect passing, got the downfield passing plays going. Looked like we were off to a good start, scored on our opening possession. Since then, though, been a lot of penalties. Let's see. Last count, we were at 8. Let me get an update on the penalties here. 9 penalties for 56 yards, and some of them haven't even been accepted.
Right.
So it's just been a weird second quarter for this Conway offense, and the defense. Just another week of being out on the field a little bit too long. 13-play drive from Cabot, their second scoring drive. Overall, though, Conway's production has been better tonight. Over 200 yards of total offense, 121 yards passing.
Right.
It's just that second quarter has given us the bugaboo. Yeah. We stalled out, some drop passes, and then all these penalties just continue to put them in bad spots.
So 21-7 is our score with the Wampus Cats trailing Cabot. The teams are in the halftime locker room. I'm sure that they're going to come out. Cabot is going to come out and try to do exactly what they do, which is run the ball and see how much of the 12 minutes they can run off the clock in the third quarter.
This is a big challenge for Conway as we go into the second half. Not only are they down 2 scores, but Cabot gets the ball to start the second half. So this defense is going to have to step up in a big way.
All right, we will take a break here. What we're going to do is we'll put some slides up on the screen so you'll know that we're still on the air. We're still streaming and still broadcasting. But then when at about 5 minutes mark or so in about 10 minutes from now, we will come back here to Panther Stadium. We'll update you on the other scores from around the state and also get ready for the second half tonight. It is the third week of conference action. Cats going to have to come from behind if they want to get a second win of the early conference year. All right, we'll take a break, then we'll come back with more in just a moment on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Ooh, baby.
And we welcome you back to Cabot. It is Jeff and Levi with you. It is halftime. 21-7 is our score. Cabot has the lead. We're glad that you are with us tonight. It is week 3 of the conference season, and we're going to run through the scoreboard for you. First of all, in the teams from the 7A Central, Bryant is, they're ruling Little Rock Central right now, 35-0. Bryant over Little Rock Central, the mercy rule being put into effect there. Fort Smith Northside leading Catholic 23-7, and North Little Rock taking care of Fort Smith Southside. That also a 35-point lead now, 49-14, with North Little Rock on top. In the West, Bentonville West is running away from Rogers 28-0. Fayetteville over Van Buren Big 35-14. Rogers Heritage losing to Bentonville 42-7. And what really is the game of the night, because of a lot of different reasons, it's Springdale Harbor and Springdale, at least the game of the night in Northwest Arkansas. And Springdale came in, the team that had the better record, the team that was having the better year, the team that had the supposedly better players this year, but not tonight, as Harbor is beating Springdale. They're at the half, 28-21, that game being played at Gerald W. Williams Bulldog Stadium. And I may have given him a different middle initial.
Okay.
But I know it's Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium. But a good game there tonight. Harbor leading Springdale 28-21. Here it's 21-7, and it's one thing to be trailing at any point of a game to any team, but it's completely different when you're playing this Cabot team. A 3-and-out is absolutely essential for this team on this first drive.
Yeah, I'm on that same wavelength with you, and I'm trying not to get too dramatic about it, but I mean, if you can't stop Cabot on this first possession and they end up scoring another 7 points, that's just going to be really hard to overcome.
Yeah, and we've talked about this for as long as we've done Conway and Cabot games. It gets to the point where it's a numbers game. You're just not going to get the ball enough times to score as many times as you need to. Now, of course, there can be turnovers, and you can make lots of things can happen. But from the sheer kind of the way the odds are, it gets really difficult against this team to fall behind any more than 2 scores.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what this defense has done, what adjustments they've made, because that Cabot passing game, those little option passes they've been running were extremely effective in the first half. They scored 2 of their 3 touchdowns on passes, which is not as common for Cabot. So this defense is going to have to make some adjustments there. And, our defense has been good at taking the ball away. Maybe they can score some points, get the momentum shifted a little bit.
TJ Rogers with 2 touchdown catches in that first half. Again, it's 21-7. While we're waiting for the third quarter to begin here, I want to take just a moment to say a special thank you to someone from our staff who there's a chance this might be her last game tonight. We've seen her since high school.
We've hit the emotional part.
We have hit the emotional part.
It snuck up on me again.
I'm sorry,
Jeff,
I should have mentioned this to you.
Let's do it.
But Kara Kirby, who is been a part of our crew for years.
All right,
there she is. Kara's been a absolute just joy to work with. She has been a steady hand for us, doing so many different jobs over the years that she's been here. And she is now in charge of the scoreboard, which when that was added a few years ago was one of the things that we had more comments about. Thank you so much for not only the scoreboard, but the down and distance and the clock, and that's obviously such an important part of watching a football game.
Right.
Well, without her doing that, we haven't had that in the past. And so Kara's got herself a grown-up job, and she's going to be leaving us. I hope it's not tonight, but in case it is, we did not want to let this moment pass without mentioning a really important part of our crew. And I love this year because you've seen our whole crew and a lot of our promotional materials with us standing there at the front, everybody else behind us.
One of the few years we had everyone back.
That's right. That's right. And so it's been a really special year for us, and Kara's definitely someone who we will miss, whether it's tonight or next week or whenever it is, because she has been integral to the success. And I say that because I want to brag a moment. This broadcast crew was awarded a MIDI award, which the Mid-America Cable Association presents awards to, and it's a regional award as far north as Nebraska, down south to Texas, and beyond. Well, our broadcast won a MIDI award for community programming just recently in Oklahoma City that was awarded, and that's all of us. That's because the graphics look good. That's because the replays look good. That's because the stats are on point. That's because the social media, all of it. And so say all that to say thank you to our whole crew, but especially tonight to Kara Kirby. And we do appreciate you so very much. Now I think the best way to send Kara off into her next chapter of her career is to have to put a bunch of points up there on the Conway side.
Another cardiac cat comeback win.
It'd be nice. We got 2 the first couple of weeks.
You know, some people join the crew, they get big boy jobs, and then they still don't go away.
Really? Anybody you know?
Yeah, me.
It's fine. You don't have to leave. But unfortunately, her grown-up job is going to conflict with the times that sporting events happen.
Because she's got a real grown-up job. I understand.
That's right. All right, here we go. Look, focus back on the football field, and I know Kara's watching closely down in the truck to make sure all the numbers are right that you get to watch on the screen. That's a big hit, but the pitch was to Rogers. And, you know, sometimes, even though they picked up some yardage there, that's big hits on the quarterback. They're going to take their toll over time. So we'll see if we can find something positive here. It's a 5-yard gain for Rogers. It's 2nd and 5.
And we said it coming back from halftime. We can't really overstate how important this possession is for this defense.
2nd down and 5. Stopped in the backfield, loss on the play. Reed Hughes, the emotional leader of this team, and Tez Miller, they're hopping up. And there is an injured Panther on the field. One of their big interior linemen. They'll roll him over and check on him.
Hadn't mentioned this tonight. Glad to see Reed Hughes back on the field.
Yes.
He was out quite a bit of last week's game with an injury, and glad to see he was able to get back quickly.
Nice round of applause from the Conway fans sitting around us. That's Lincoln Smith, starting left tackle. He's a senior. This Cabot team only returned 1 offensive lineman from last year's offensive line, and that one offensive lineman is their tight end. So 5 brand new guys across the front, and the tight end was a converted offensive lineman. But the thing is with Cabot, you run this system since you can walk. And so even if you haven't started in high school, you've been blocking the same way all along. Short gain up the middle for Turner. And it is going to be 4th down.
Now they went for it on 4th and short in their own territory way back in the first quarter.
That's right. And a 4th down conversion that ended up leading to a score on their first drive, correct? That's when that was the same possession that ended with the first touchdown pass to Rogers. All right, so they're going to go for it. See if these Wampus Cat fans get up and start making some noise. Start shaking these bleachers that we're sitting in. 4th down. Pitch. 1-on-1. Tez Miller stops him at the 30. The running back dives forward. That's Ogilvy, and he is going to get enough for the first down.
3 for 3, make that 4 for 4 on 4th downs tonight. Very demoralizing for this defense.
And that's the word for it, Levi. It is. You feel like you've made your 3 stops, you're ready to go, but unable to stop them on 4th down there. Got to buckle back up here, be ready to go. 1st and 10. The dead T offense that they've run for almost 4 decades here with Mike Malham. To the 35-yard line, just outside of it. Corlin McKinney checks in. Corlin McKinney is in the game. Number 75 tonight. Juan Scaife has checked in. Second down and 5. Close to the 40. And it will be 3rd down and short. The other thing that we want to pay close attention to is not only these conversions, which we would love to see be unsuccessful at some point soon, but also the amount of time. 3 minutes has run off the clock to this point. Third down and a yard. Fourth down upcoming. Kane Aaron in the backfield along with Parker Brock makes the stop on Graham Turner. 8.5 to play in the third quarter. And a loss.
Yeah, one of the rare negative plays we've seen against Cabot tonight.
Fourth down and 2. By the time they snap the ball, they will have run 4 minutes off the clock here in the third quarter. Fourth down. Winemaker will keep, dives over the 40-yard line. We'll see where the mark is.
It's going to be really
It
close.
is. And everybody on the Conway side who's a whole lot closer, including Keith Fimple, is saying are short. And there's an injured Wampus Cat on the field. Getting up slowly is Corlin McKinney. Ball just outside the 40-yard line. They're going to bring the chains out, but you can see from the reaction of the Wampus Cats, they didn't get it. They'll make it official. Coach Fimple out there, about as close as you can get. You see him at the bottom right-hand part of your screen. Got a fresh haircut this week. Huge defensive stop on the first drive of the third quarter. The Wampus Cats get the stop on fourth down and get good field position with the football.
Yeah, it's exactly what needed to happen. This Conway defense doing their part, stopping them on their second fourth down attempt here on this drive. And now this Wampus Cat offense needs to score, and if they can, quickly.
3 receivers to the far side. Bohannon, McKenna, and Richmond near to far. Giovanni Johnson with Kerry McLean. It will be a run. Giovanni Johnson to the 37-yard line. It was 2 years ago this week on this field that Giovanni got his first start. Played quite a bit the rest of that year as some quarterbacks got healthy and came back, but he still had some significant playing time. Last year found himself playing all over the field, and this year comes in as the starting quarterback.
And if I remember correctly, that was also one of Michael George's first kind of big games.
Giovanni Johnson will put his shoulder down and run inside the 35. And it will be third down. Dixon on the stop. So it's third down and 4. The Cats find themselves in third and medium range here after 2 straight running plays. Offensive line looking to make some space or to give Giovanni some time to throw if that's the call here by Coach Rainey. Brian Rainey, the offensive coordinator, will call for the throw. Complete to Will McKenna. Will McKenna knocked out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. First and goal for the Wampus Cats.
He's been Mr. Reliable tonight here in Cabot. 3 receptions now for McKenna. 2 of them big 20-plus yard plays. He's set up Conway. And
Will McKenna. He and Nick Richmond, those 2 seniors. We expected so much out of them, but the passing game is just not gelled tonight. It's looked much better. Giovanni Johnson bounces off the pile and will be brought down. It'll be second down. Crumbly makes the stop. Second down and goal from the 4. Will McKenna to the near side. He has got a 5-inch advantage on the defensive back that was on him. Wonder if they'll see that matchup and consider that fade into the corner. Instead, they go back to the ground. Kerry McLean that time. It's 3rd down and goal from a yard. We have gone past the 6-minute mark. So now half of the 3rd quarter is gone. Conway looking to get it in the end zone for the first time since their first drive of the night. Giovanni Johnson into the end zone. Giovanni's 11th rushing touchdown on the season, and that'll make it a 1-score game.
And that looked almost identical to his first score of the game. It's that modified rhino formation, little stutter step over to the right side. That line continuing to open up holes for their quarterback.
Good look at Nick McEwen, who will hold for Will Hogue. The extra point is good. Conway cuts the lead to 7. It's 21-14. We'll take 30 seconds and come back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Helton's Wrecker U-Haul has the service you need. Whatever the automotive problem, Helton's has the diagnostics to repair it. If you're moving across town or across country, Helton's is your #1 choice for U-Haul in Conway. We have a wide selection of packing supplies for every aspect of your move. Also, we sell and install hitches. Call 327-4696 for a quote. At Helton's Wrecker U-Haul, we are always on our toes. Give us a call at 327-7681.
Well, from about the 4-minute mark of the first quarter until the teams came out to start the 3rd quarter, it wasn't a whole lot of fun. It was all Cabot. The start of the 3rd quarter, though, couldn't go any better for the Wampus Cats. They get a stop, they get the football back, they march down the field and score. It's a 1-score game, 5.5 to play in the 3rd quarter.
It's high risk, high reward for this Cabot offense because they've been going for it on 4th down in their own territory, and it's worked for them in the first half. Finally came back to bite them here in the 3rd quarter, and Conway now just a score away.
And Will Hogue continuing to do Will Hogue things, and that is kicking the football very, very well. All right, here come the Wampus Cats. See Dallas McAllister in the game, number 90. He's out there.
One thing we didn't see on Cabot's opening possession in the 3rd quarter, any pass attempts. So it's something to still be very cautious about as they have scored twice tonight in the air, both times to TJ Rogers.
A good look there at our defensive line. And how interesting is that? They've got Juan Scaife, unless somebody else is wearing number 17, right over the football. He's normally a defensive back and a special teams player.
I don't hate it. I mean, he's fast.
He's very fast, and absolutely.
The key to blowing up this option, this dead T, whatever you want to call it, is forcing Cabot to make a decision quicker than they want to. And if he can beat the center and get back there and just make them make a choice a little earlier, it can benefit this Conway defense.
Joaquin Coria also in the game. To the 25-yard line. There's the money down. Cade White, the rest of the defenders putting their fingers in the air there, rubbing them together. Time for the money down. 3rd down, just outside the 25-yard line. You see big number 75 there. That is who normally wears number 92, Corlin McKinney. Corlin, the outstanding defensive tackle junior, normally wears 92. He's wearing 75 tonight. There's a flag on the play. Snap infraction against the Panthers. So 3rd and 4 becomes 3rd and 9. We'll see if that changes Mike Malham's decision-making at all.
Have to watch against the pass on this down here. And the thing with Conway getting that stop and a quick score is that it starts to apply the pressure back now to Cabot
to
get things done.
So watch for those little pass plays that they have found success with tonight. Our safeties are Tez Miller and Malik Benton. There is the pass, and it is incomplete. Reed Hughes was back there making life difficult for Jesse Windemaker, and it is 4th down. Good defensive start to the second half for these Wampus Cats, and the fans, they are responding. We are in the stands tonight around our visiting fans, which of course, they're our people. And they are making some noise as that defense is doing the same.
Look at your programs. We have just a few more giveaways.
Rhett Thurman on to punt. Nick Richmond and Bryce Bohannon deep to receive. Good punt by Thurman. Richmond and Bohannon will both get away from it. Take a nice Cabot roll, and Conway's going to have the football 1st and 10. 3:54 to play in the third quarter, but the football trailing by 7.
Yeah, Cabot doing a great job there, flipping the field. Going to force this Conway offense to drive down. And it hasn't been easy. I mean, really, other than their very first possession, they've had trouble moving the ball in big chunks.
Yeah.
If you have program 0137 or 0242, please report.
Slade Smith and Nick Tufu will set up on the near side. Slade is the tight end. Nick Tufu plays the H-back. They make a formidable side over here along with Robert Scott. And that's the direction that they will send Bryce Bohannon, and that's the direction that he will run. Bryce Bohannon. Bryce Bohannon to the 49-yard line. He ran right behind the blockers we were describing. Then he did about 20 yards of it on his own.
We've been so complimentary about his speed all season, and for good reason. But he's a little underrated for his strength. I mean, you just saw him straight up run through 2 tackles there.
And just pull guys with him. So 1st and 10 out at the 48-yard line. Bohannon, McKenna, and Richmond to the far side. Powers to the near side again with Slade Smith and Nick Tufu. Giovanni by himself in the backfield. He will look to throw. Unloads. Zane Harper intercepts it. Nick Richmond was the only Wampus Cat anywhere near it. And Zane Harper, the talented safety for Cabot, goes up and makes the interception.
First real mistake we've seen from Giovanni tonight, and it's a momentum killer here in the third quarter.
It is 1st and 10 for the Panthers. 3:18 to play in the third quarter.
See if this defense can strap in again,
yep.
Pick up their quarterback, pick up their offense.
Done it twice here so far in the third quarter. Windemaker will hand off.
Kane lost his helmet. He's going to have to come off for a play.
Yep. And he will hustle off, and Tony Pasalacqua will hustle on. These Wampus Cats back home next Friday night. Homecoming against Fort Smith Northside.
Calling program 1001.
That is next Friday night. Hope you'll join us at John McConnell Stadium. 3 minutes to play in the third quarter here. Cats trailing by 7. Windemaker hands the ball off, and a good stop. There's Juan Scaife. Just like we talked about, quicker, getting through, making the stop. And if that's the adjustment, well, it's worked. Here we go, 3rd down. 3rd down and 8, money down.
Yeah, I mean, if Cabot's making their decision on the option when they've already got 2 or 3 yards, that's not where you want them to make that decision.
That's right. The pitch. The hit right at the 10-yard line. That's going to be short of a first down. Parker Prock, Corlin McKinney, Malik Benton, and teammates coming off the pile there.
We know one of the adjustments they made at halftime was to get some speed right over the center.
Yes.
That certainly has helped. But whatever other adjustments they made, it has been successful here in the third quarter.
2 minutes to play in the third quarter. 4th down and 7. And the Cats should get good field position again. Bohannon and Richmond standing with their toes on the midfield stripe. Line drive punt. Nick Richmond called for the fair catch at the 47-yard line. And I tell you what, that was a good fair catch, because if he doesn't catch it, the trajectory it was on, it's going deep into our territory. So good job by Richmond, makes the catch and holds on to it. Now Conway 1st and 10.
Confident that we're going to see Giovanni come out, play with some poise, shake up. That's what I like about him.
Yes.
He doesn't let these mistakes linger.
No.
Really only his, well, it's his second interception tonight, but only the third on the year.
And the first one was when his arm was hit on that throw in week 1. Kerry McLean between the guards right over L.J. Hansberry, the center. Nice run. 8-yard gain to give him 7 officially, 2nd and 3.
Haven't got to talk too much about Kerry tonight. It's been kind of a quiet night for him. Would love to see him make some noise here rest of the way down.
Just outside a minute to play in the third quarter. Conway trails 21-14 against Cabot. Mike Malham, his last season as head coach at Cabot, looking for win number 300. Giovanni Johnson throws over the middle. Bryce Bohannon makes the catch that time. It's been there. One time the pass was short, that time it was on the mark.
Yeah, that inside route from Bohannon, it's been there all night. And when Giovanni has time and he can set those feet, he's been money tonight.
We talked about how 2 years ago he started as a sophomore, and we mentioned this earlier, but it's worth mentioning again, the way these kids grow. I mean, they're obviously 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old kids, and they are getting bigger. Bohannon tripped up, and so Giovanni is 6'5", 205 now, and he's getting offers to play college football, and including preferred walk-on offer at Arkansas. UCA's made an offer. I mean, there's been a lot of attention. 2 years ago, he was 6'3", 185 pounds.
Yeah.
And so it's pretty slight for someone at 6'3". He has really made himself into a good size and good-looking athlete. Quick pass. Incomplete. It is 3rd down.
It'll be 3rd down for the Wampus Cats.
Just 10 seconds to play in the third quarter. Clock stopped with that incomplete pass. If you're watching at home tonight, wherever you're watching, we'd love to hear from you. 5 Sports Live is where you find us on Twitter. Check in there. Third down, 3rd and 8. Pass, incomplete. Looking for Will McKenna.
Pass intended for number 88, broke up by number 4, Jake Mowdy. It'll be 4th down for
Mowdy makes the stop. He was in the coverage. And a decision time here for Coach Fimple with 8 seconds to go.
It's 4th down.
And they're going to go for it. Conway is going to go for it on 4th down. 4th down and 8. 3 receivers out. Kerry McLean is set up behind Giovanni Johnson. Pass. Johnson looks left. Now he will run. Enough room for Giovanni Johnson. Inside the 5-yard line. 1st and goal, Wampus Cats. And that looks to be the final play of the third quarter. We'll get the official word on that.
Giovanni out there playing with no fear.
Showing a leadership that only a senior can. Fantastic play by Giovanni Johnson. All right, we have played 3 quarters. 1st and goal for the Wampus Cats when we come back. It is time now to join Mason Choate and our Wampus Cat Report.
Thanks, Jeff. The tennis team traveled to Fort Smith earlier this week, where Ashley Darnell and Taylor Lemieux won the conference championship in girls doubles. Thomas McNabb and Parker Paget placed 4th in boys doubles. Both teams will advance to the state tournament next week. The boys golf team placed 7th in the state tournament this week, led by senior Hunter Hull, who shot a 76 on the first day and an 80 on the second day. The volleyball team beat Cabot in 3 sets on Tuesday, led by the attack of Emma Begley and Anna Haley. The team will host the Lady Cat tournament on Saturday. The boys cross-country team tied for first place with Bentonville last weekend at the Cyclone Invitational. The girls team placed 10th. Brady Pasco placed 2nd in the boys division, and Kate Frieldenhoven placed 3rd in the girls division. The team travels to Bryant this weekend for the Bryant Invitational. For Wampus Cat Athletics and Channel 5, I'm Mason Choate.
Thank you, Mason. We really appreciate talented young man. He's a senior that plays in the band and loves sports. And it has been fun to get to work with him on those reports each week. And thank you to Mason as he takes a look at all the other sports that we don't always get a chance to pay as close attention to as we do this football team, as we have for 18 seasons. And next Friday night, a very special broadcast, and we'll tell you about it next week, but we hope you'll join us next Friday night for Homecoming 2018. All right, 4th down. Handoff to Kerry McLean. Kerry battling, the pile being pushed. Give it to him. Nobody in a striped shirt is going to.
No, yeah, the whistle blew before the momentum carried him in. They're going to say it's right at the 1-inch line.
So it's 2nd and goal.
You kind of expected we'd see Giovanni do.
He's already had 2 tonight.
Do his Giovanni thing on the ground, but bet we'll see it right here.
He had 6 rushing touchdowns 2 weeks ago. Going for number 3 and gets it. Giovanni Johnson, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the night. And the Wampus Cats have tied it with 11:22 to play in the 4th quarter. A little premature. Will Hoag's extra point will tie it. But we're within a point right now.
You said he's 12 rushing touchdowns now on the year, right? And it feels like he's had 8 or 9 of them look just like that right there.
Right. Reed Hughes will snap. Nick McEwen will hold. And Will Hoag splits the uprights again. And Conway has scored 14 in a row in the second half to tie the game at 21. 30 seconds and we're back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
At Conway Regional, every day brings new challenges and celebrations. And one of those celebrations is being named the #1 hospital in Central Arkansas for coronary bypass surgery and cardiac care. While we're proud of our awards, our team is driven by something more. You. You're our #1. And for us, that's the #1 worth celebrating. One team, one promise, Conway Regional.
In the halftime locker room, it was 21-7, and it was all Cabot. They had scored 21 straight. They had all the momentum. They had the football to begin the 3rd quarter. But this first 12 minutes and 38 seconds of the second half belong to Conway.
It's all started with this Conway defense. We'll see if they can keep it going here.
Will Hoag puts it into the end zone. That cannot be returned. Great kick again by Will Hoag. And his importance to this team cannot be understated. 24 out of 24 now on field goal attempts, extra point attempts. 7 out of 10 on field goal attempts, leads the state in both makes and attempts, and constant kickoffs that go into the end zone.
Yeah, and we saw him out here at halftime way before the rest of the team was out. He was out here practicing some field goals. You kind of have a feeling it might come down to a field goal tonight.
It may. And if you're wondering, there is absolutely not a breath of wind. There's a little bit of wind. I shouldn't say no breath. It's a small breath. Graham Turner, or fullback, carries to the 27-yard line. Good look at the offensive line, including Hayes Denton. I know Hayes has got some family. It's probably pretty proud of that hair flip right there. That looked good.
It's impressive.
He's a tall man and a fantastic family. We actually parked next to his family coming into the stadium tonight. Just under 11 minutes to play in the game. 2nd down and 2. Short game or no game? It's going to be 3rd down. TJ Rogers on the carry. He has been very quiet here in the second half. And it is third down. Of course, with the ball going into the end zone, you know that the nose of the football just has to touch the 30 for it to be a first down. Since they started at the 20. Windemaker is their quarterback. He'll hand off. Enough for the first down out to the 35-yard line. That's Turner. Tez Miller steps up from his safety position and makes the stop.
It's been nice having the full effect of cheerleaders, band, everybody on the road tonight. Some of our other road games, just a lot of rain and
distance. First and 10 to the 39-yard line. Juan Scaife, Reed Hughes make the stop. Hughes is hobbling off. They'll need a replacement for him. It'll be Brandon Graham that'll hustle in and take his spot next to Parker Prock. They will check on Reed Hughes and get him back on the field just as quickly as they can. Turner will get enough for the first down. Tied at 21. Conway scored first, then 21 straight scored by Cabot. Conway scored 14 here in the second half to tie it up.
Starting to get that heartburn, Jeff.
There was a penalty flag on the play against the Wampus Cats, a face mask penalty. So that's going to improve Cabot's field position a lot and not do anything for your heartburn.
No.
So first and 10 now at the 40.
Conway had 9 penalties in the first half. Hadn't had any so far here in the second until that one there.
Cats trying to get the right personnel on the field. Turner over the right side. Gains 4. Reed Hughes back in the game, along with Dallas McAllister, number 90.
I think he just cramped up a little bit. It's been an unusually warm week 6.
Week 6, 90 degrees on the way over here. If the weather's right, it's going to feel like football next week, though. Temperatures down in the 60s. We're calling for next weekend. Windemaker. Handoff, met and dropped. Great defensive push on that right side. It was Parker Prock. Fantastic play by a talented athlete. Parker Prock got through there and made the stop. And it's third down. Third down and 6. Big play. You can hear one of the fans in the stands yelling that big play. Third down and 6. That's McMahon. He is their backup fullback, and he picks up a first down. It was third and long, and he got enough of what they needed. Moved the chains inside the 30-yard line. First and 10. Corlin McKinney, wearing number 75 tonight, hustles back out there. 8 minutes to play. Turner tripped up. Parker Prock again flying through. Juan Scaife, Reed Hughes also coming off that same pile.
Prock doing a great job getting low there, upending Cabot running back, and you just knew Cabot would find a way to make it interesting again.
So they'll give him 2 yards. It's 2nd and 8. 7.5 to play. Cabot not only looking for win number 300 for Coach Malham, but their first conference win. Windemaker will keep, and he is tripped up, flipped upside down at the 20.
14, Jesse Windemaker around the right side, picked up by number 2, Malik Benton.
Malik Benton makes the stop, and it's third down and a yard.
It'll be third down and 1 for the Panthers.
7 minutes to play. Third down and a yard. Cats have had a little bit of success tonight on these short yardage situations, especially in the second half, where they've had a little bit better push, but it looks like Turner picked it up that time. Kane Aaron on the stop, and it is going to be enough to move the chains. So not only do the chains move and the drive continues, but it's 6:35 to play in the game. They have held onto the ball for almost 5 minutes now of this fourth quarter.
Tick, tick, tick,
That's
tick,
right.
tick.
This is what they do. Windemaker keeps. Dwayne Smith had him wrapped up. Malik Benton.
I just can't imagine how tired that front seven has got to be after a game like tonight. It's just such a different animal. I mean, you're in there on the interior fighting hard every single play.
And there are a bunch of them that you're out there for. We passed the halfway mark of the fourth quarter. Tied at 21. It's 2nd and 9. Turner. Reed Hughes manhandled somebody there. Looked like McMahon. It is third down. Juan Scaife made the stop. Third down and 6. Here's the latest edition of the biggest play of the night. Windemaker's the quarterback. Rogers on the near side. Did the flag come in?
No, there's been holding out there on that edge.
I think there is a flag out there at the 15-yard line.
Well, that would be a blessing because
it is
happening.
Holding against Cabot. You could see when Rogers got loose on the near side where he was held.
I promise you that's not the first time.
It is not the first hold of the night.
It couldn't have come at a better time.
Yeah, it backs them up to the 25-yard line. So they'll repeat third down with a whole lot of ground to try to make up here with just outside of 5 minutes to play. Neither team has used a timeout here in the second half. Both have their full complement of 3. 3rd and 16.
Watch for the pass here.
3rd and 16. Windemaker's the quarterback. He will throw. For Rogers. He made the catch. 3rd touchdown catch of the night on 3rd and 16. Touchdown pass.
And you just felt like you knew exactly what was coming. And so close to stop. I don't know, I can't remember which defender it was out there, but he's just diving, trying to tip that ball away. Just a well-placed pass. This offense gonna have to answer back again.
(28-21). Cabot retakes the lead. 4:47 to play. Conway gets the football back in just a moment. 30 seconds and we're back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
When Conwegians cry out for programming freedom, a legend will rise to bring power to them all. Ninja 2. See the interface that has critics raving. Sleek new look. Love the customizable menu and filters. Whoa, there's my Netflix. Ninja 2, powered by Conway Corp. Now playing on a screen near you.
So Conway scored with 11:22 to play in the fourth quarter. Giovanni Johnson in from a yard out for his 3rd touchdown run of the night to tie it at 21. Then Cabot, they did what Cabot does. Long drive. Took 6.5 minutes. ended in a touchdown pass, their third of the night.
Windemaker, 4 of 6 for 71 yards and 3 touchdowns. Not the stat line you'd expect, but.
Absolutely not, but they're finding a way.
And I say be careful here. Watch for an onside kick. I mean, this is kind of the perfect time to try and do something dramatic here if you're Cabot.
4:47 to play. Thurman handles their kicking duties. They will kick it away to Bryce Bohannon, who takes it at the goal line. They will reverse it this time. They fake that reverse often, but that time they give it to Shane Smith, who finds the 20-yard line, and the Cats will begin their drive there, 1st and 10, trailing by 7, 28 to 21.
Giovanni Johnson, 9 of 17 tonight, 169 yards, 2 interceptions, one of them coming at the very end of the first half, and the other one in the last quarter on a big heave play. Passing game's going to have to show up here on this drive, though.
Nick Richmond's got single coverage way out here near the numbers. Will McKenna is to the top. Giovanni Johnson with Kerry McLean behind him. Low snap. Kerry gets stood up, tries to kick it out to the side, but loses a yard or two. It'll be 2nd down.
Handoff goes number 33, Kerry McLean, brought down by number 26, Logan Bell. Also one on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 11.
Bell makes the stop. 2nd and 11. Johnson. Ball fake, and he looks to throw. He wants Nick Richmond. Nick Richmond makes the catch. The 10, the 5, touchdown. 81 yards. Giovanni Johnson to Nick Richmond.
We've been waiting for it all season long. When was Nick Richmond going to have a breakout game? And it can't come at a better time. He gets the 81-yard perfectly thrown strike from Giovanni Johnson. Just like that, Conway an extra point away from tying it back up.
And you got to brag on that offensive line. They gave Giovanni the time he needed. They did their job. Great ball fake, too, as they did the play action with Kerry McLean. And then a perfect ball. Nick ran the perfect route. It all worked, and the game is tied. We're tied at 28, 30 seconds, and we're back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
The Wampus Cats are back home on Friday night for homecoming to take on Fort Smith Northside. Join me, Jeff Matthews, and our entire 5 Sports crew for our 200th broadcast of Wampus Cat football. Details at conwaycorp.com/WC2go.
So Cabot took about 6.5 minutes to score. We did not.
No.
And it's tied at 28.
Got a stat here for you, Jeff.
All right, let's hear it.
Nick Richmond came into tonight's game with 109 receiving yards on the year through 5 games.
5 games, yes.
Tonight, 3 receptions, 115 yards, and that 81-yard touchdown.
Nice. We had a chance to visit with his dad prior to the game. I think his dad is somewhere in these stands smiling right now. He has seen a breakout game tonight from his son, which we were all waiting for because we knew it could happen. They're going to call offsides against the Wampus Cats on the kickoff, so back them up 5 yards.
And that is penalty number 11 tonight.
There were 9 in the first half.
Yeah, if Conway isn't able to squeak this one out, they're gonna regret a lot of those penalties.
We'll see if the strategy changes any on the kick here, as Will Hogue is now going to have to kick off from the 35-yard line. He consistently puts it at the goal line. But now, TJ Rogers, who we know what he's capable of, stands at the 5. Will Hogue yes! Will Hogue says, I got you, fam. I'll kick it in the end zone no matter 5 yards or not. Huge kick by Will Hogue.
I don't know if I've ever said this phrase before, but that was a statement kick right there.
It was. I agree completely. It's fantastic. The job that Will Hogue has done this year, 5'10", 160-pound junior kicker for the Wampus Cats. Special teams, such an important part of any team's success.
Conway with all 3 timeouts.
.357 to play. Short game, second down. 3:50 to go. Tied at 28. It is second down and 7. Tony Passalakwood checks in. Corlin McKinney out of the game, wearing number 75 tonight. Second down and 6. Windemaker moved. It looked like the quarterback moved. Somebody on the offensive side did. Second down and 11.
These 5-yard penalties for this Cabot offense, it's a big deal because it gets them out of these 4-down territory situations. If you can get them back just a little bit more.
Yeah, because they're 4 or 5 yards of play when they need it a couple of times. You see a different set here with 2 wide receivers. Quick pass. Complete. Dwayne Smith. Tony Passalakwa out there on some coverage as well. And it is third down. Different set there for Mike Malham as he sent 2 receivers out.
I said this last third down, Jeff. I'll say it again. We've got to defend this pass.
Third down and 8. The last third down that they faced, they threw a touchdown pass. Their third of the night. In your life, have you heard of Cabot throwing 3 touchdown passes? Option pitch to Ogilvy. How about the open field tackle by Malik Benton?
32, Isaiah Ogilvy on the carry.
We're going to put the football down at the 27-yard line, and it is 4th down. 4th down and 2. 2 minutes to play.
Tonight, Cabot 4 for 8 on 4th downs.
This is the biggest of the night. See the clock running inside 2 minutes. Try to draw Conway off sides. Play clock all the way down to 0. And they called the timeout just in the nick of time. 1:44 to play in the ball game. We're tied at 28. 30 seconds and we're back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Steve's Auto Center is Central Arkansas's most reliable auto repair and recovery company. Our state-of-the-art facility in Conway is your one-stop shop for everything automotive. With over 80 years combined experience, our certified technicians are known for expert workmanship and attention to every detail. We also provide the area's very best towing and recovery services. We take great pride in our work, and your satisfaction is 100% guaranteed.
Come to Steve's Auto Center for all your automotive needs.
Conway and Cabot tonight has been another classic. If this is the last time that a Mike Malham team, coach team, plays a Conway team, it's going to be one that we'll remember for a long time. We are tied at 28. 1:44 to go.
No one back for Conway as they're preparing for what they think is going to be a fake.
The punt team is out. 4th down and 2. Thurman is their punter. He punts the ball away, and it will take a good bounce inside the 20 to the 12-yard line. All right, 90 seconds to play. We are tied at 28.
90 seconds and all 3 timeouts for your Wampus Cats. Plenty of time to get down the field, and you don't have to get 6 here. You just need to get in field goal range.
Yeah, what you really need to do is use up about 89 of these 90 seconds.
That's a good idea, yeah.
3 points, 6 points, 7 points, whatever, we'll take them at that point. So a minute 30 to go. Do these Cardiac Cats have it in them again? Do you have it in you again, Levi
man.
Gilbert?
Every year, I think, every game like this, I think, why am I doing this to myself?
All right, 1st and 10. The Cats have the football in a tie ball game. Giovanni Johnson will run. There's a flag. Clock will stop with a minute 24 to go. Generally where a hold is called. Nope. The defense called.
Wow.
The defense called. So that penalty obviously works in favor of the Wampus Cats. They will step it off.
Giovanni on that play getting up a little gingerly. He's walking. You can see him favoring the leg out there.
A minute 22 to play in the game. They'll start the clock, and it's rolling now. Giovanni Johnson. There's another flag. Clock will stop. We're going to say Lance Rogers moved, so take the 5 yards back. Minute 17 on the clock. A minute 17 to play, tied at 28. First down and 15. Johnson will run near side and cut it up and keep cutting it up. Giovanni Johnson steps out of bounds near midfield at the 48-yard line. Move the chains. A Conway Regional Health System first down.
Credit to Scott and Rogers on the backside of this play as Giovanni's going to his right, but is able to make that cut back to the left.
There was
big yards. Oh, man.
There was a flag on the play on the far side. I believe they said holding number 20. So that's going to be from the spot of the foul. So instead of the 48, Cats have the ball at the 36.
Chain crew a little confused on the sideline.
I believe with the penalty, it was 1st and 15.
It's going to be 1st and about 3.
Right. Now they're going to get the chain set. All right, 1st and 3. 58 seconds to play. Tie ball game. A run again for Giovanni Johnson to the 40-yard line. And the Conway will use their first timeout. We'll take it with them. 54 seconds to play in a tie ball game. 30 seconds and we're back on Conway Corp, Channel 5.
I take a breath, I'm not gonna lose. This is what I came here to do. I was made for this. I was made for this. Born in the wild, formed in the fire, built for the battle. I was made for this. I was made for this. I was made for this.
It has been a fun first 6 weeks. Cats are 4-1. 1-1 in the conference. looking to get the 5th win of Coach Fimple's career. And there's potentially the man of the hour right there, Will Hogue, warming up along the sideline. You wonder if it'll come down to a Will Hogue field goal.
Scott and I were having a discussion about that in the break.
What did y'all come
well,
up with?
Where would we feel comfortable? 30 in, 20 in.
Okay. What'd you come up with?
Just, my stressed out self, I'm leaning 20 in,
okay.
Is where I want to get to. But we'll just have to see what these Wampus Cats can put up offensively.
Bryce Bohannon, Nick Richmond, and Will McKenna on the field, along with Slade Smith and Nick Tufu there on the near side. The offensive line up front, and Giovanni Johnson will hand the ball off to Bryce Bohannon. Bryce puts his shoulder down, gets to the 45-yard line. 40 seconds to go. And the Cats will use their second timeout. 37 seconds to play, and we are tied at 28.
Still a little surprised there. Just running the sweep, that's going to take up some time naturally anyway.
Right.
And then the extra effort from Bryce.
And now you're at a point where you don't really want to use that last timeout if you can keep from it.
Exactly.
Unless you need it to get your field goal unit on, get everybody set, make sure you're ready to go with that. So these final 37 seconds, you would think that there won't be another timeout used unless it's right at the end.
Yeah,
the Cats are in the driver's seat. That's the thing that's certainly worth remembering. We're tied at 28. We've got the football. I'd much rather be where we are than where Cabot is right now. 2nd down and 5. 3 wide receivers. Actually, call it 4 as they split Slade Smith out. Now Slade and Bryce will come in close. McKenna in motion into the slot. Now Giovanni Johnson looks to throw. Bryce Bohannon to the 45-yard line. That's enough for a first down. So it stops the clock with 32 seconds to play. That, of course, is the advantage in the high school and college game, where the clock does stop with each first down. But as soon as the chains are set, they run it. The clock's running now. 25 seconds to go. Pass dangerous to Nick Richmond, who falls out of bounds. The clock stops with 18 seconds to play.
This offense just chipping away, getting a little bit closer, trying to get in field goal range. As you mentioned, 1 timeout remaining.
Kerry McLean off. Nick Tufu is in. 18 and a half seconds to play. Tie ball game. Conway and Cabot, another classic tonight. Giovanni Johnson will run. He gets the first down, so the clock will stop with 13 seconds to play. They'll set the ball at the 31-yard line where he went down. 13 seconds to go.
Got to get to the line. Hurry up.
They will start the clock as soon as they're ready. And they go. I think Cabot may have called a timeout. They did. They're going to say 4 seconds ran off the clock. It was 13.1. Now there's 9.5. That's a pretty quick clock there. All the Conway fans and
I think the
coaches are pointing that way too.
Yeah, I think the officials are talking about it.
And they reset the game clock to 13.1, which everybody wearing blue is cheering. Woo! You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. We're both standing, so.
Yeah, we are.
Okay, I'm good.
I was talking to Coach Fimple yesterday, and he told me a funny story about his wife was telling him, because last week Jamie Mitchell, and we didn't know this, but he won his 200th game as a coach overall in Mississippi and here in Arkansas, North Little Rock. And his wife said, you were coaching against North Little Rock, and Jamie Mitchell was going for his 200th win. And Mike Malham's going for his 300th win. And, well, you're trying to get your 5th. He was like, thanks.
Thanks.
But we're trying to get that 5th win tonight for sure and make Mike Malham wait another week to get 300. 13 seconds to play. Conway with 1 timeout. Tie ball game. Giovanni Johnson will run. He will get to the 25-yard line. And they ran the ball to the middle of the field. That's where Will Hoag's going to want to kick it from. So Conway uses their last timeout. Cabot has 1. 6 seconds to play.
We're looking at a 43-yard field goal.
Which would be his season long, which would be his career long as a first-year kicker.
And with the way Giovanni picked up those yards, right dead center, there's absolutely no win. Now, earlier he had one blocked, so I mean that's definitely a concern for this Wampus Cat offense, having one blocked earlier.
Reed Hughes and Nick McEwen, they have been the snapper and the holder combination for the past 2 years. They held and snapped for Jordan Wicks. Now they're holding and snapping for Will Hoag. 6.7 seconds to go in a tie game. 43-yard attempt. Will Hoag's kick. No good. No good. Plenty of leg. It just helicoptered on him a little bit and went left. And with 1.7 seconds remaining in regulation, we are that close to overtime.
I think Coach Malham's saying, glad I didn't call timeout there.
Yes, absolutely. So we are tied at 28. Just under 2 seconds to play in regulation. Malik Benton, Tez Miller, and Dwayne Smith are about 30 yards behind the line of scrimmage, making sure that nothing gets behind them and Cabot is able to score on a last-second play. The official talking to both lines of scrimmage.
Watch for the pass.
Winamaker takes a knee, and we've got overtime. All right, 28-28, the last Mike Malham Cabot team to take on Conway. This game's a classic. We're going to overtime. 60 seconds, and we're back on Conway Corp, Channel 5.
You got insurance to protect your car against other drivers, but are you protecting it against the muddy disasters it faces every day? Zip's Dirt Insurance has you covered. It gives you unlimited washing at any of our convenient locations, starting at $14.95 a month. That's less than 50 cents a day. Protection to keep your car clean without worrying about muddy mishaps. Zip's Unlimited Wash Club. It's like having dirt insurance for your car. Zip in, zip out, zip on.
Looking for top quality truck accessories? Your search is over. U.S. Truck Accessories can get your vehicle looking and performing the way you expect it to. Your one-stop shop for camper shells, bed covers, cargo management, trailer hitches, wiring, step bars, and vehicle protection, U.S. Truck has you covered.
Hi, I'm Bill Tyler, manager of U.S. Truck Accessories. Come in today and see how we can get you on the road in style.
U.S. Truck Accessories, improving rides since 2002.
We are headed to overtime in Cabot tonight. Conway and Cabot tied at 28. They'll put the football at the 10-yard line, and each team will get 4 plays to score. They'll have a coin toss, and it will be a very, very important coin toss. It'll happen in just a couple of moments.
It's already our second overtime game this year.
Played a double overtime game the first week of the season. A win over El Dorado that night, 48-41.
It seems like a long time ago.
It does.
Jeff. I feel like I had fewer gray hairs then.
You've aged a little this year?
Yes.
These cardiac cats. Well, that was I know that was disappointing. The team was certainly hoping that that would be the way this game would end with a Will Hogue 43-yard field goal. He got all of it, but it just sailed a little bit to the left. And the Panthers and the Wampus Cats are going to play some extra football here tonight.
What an effort, though, by these Wampus Cats in the second half. Coming back from 14 points.
Yes.
Then Cabot answering back. And then finding a way to get the quick score again to tie it back up, and had an opportunity there, just couldn't close it out. Both of these teams in an overtime scenario where you're starting at the 10, both these offenses really dangerous in that type of scenario.
Coin toss happening in front of you. Giovanni Johnson will call it since we're the visitors here. Chase Terry is the captain on the field for Cabot. He's talking to Giovanni. So I believe we won the toss. They'll get to pick which end of the field we play on. Conway's going to be on defense first. So we will know exactly what we have to do offensively after these first few plays by Cabot. You'll remember the way that overtime game went against El Dorado. It was a 4th down play in the first overtime where Giovanni Johnson hit Will McKenna in the end zone, the corner of the end zone, for a touchdown. Then the first play of the second overtime, Giovanni ran it into the corner of the end zone, dove, and hit the pylon. Then our defense stood up strong and made the necessary plays to win it 48-41. So the defense will be on the field first tonight.
Yeah, you feel good with our playmakers offensively on a short field like this, especially Giovanni, what he's been able to do in the running game and the number of rushing touchdowns he's had inside that 10 to 5 yard line. But the defense, can they stop this Cabot offense from getting 10 yards?
Here we go. 1st and 10. There is no time on the clock, of course, so our scoreboard that'll be on the screen will just have the score and the fact that we are in the first overtime, which you see there in front of you, 28-28. Each team will get 4 plays to try to score. Windemaker, who's had a big night. Hands off to Turner. There is nowhere for him to go. Wampus Cats trying to rip the ball out of there. Of course, a turnover. Conway would take over immediately.
6th-grade Turner on the carry.
Looked like Juan Scaife, Malik Benton, both in there on the stop. Dwayne Smith as well. They're going to give him a yard on that. Second down and 9. 2nd and goal. We're in the first overtime from Cabot. Tied at 28. Windemaker. Will he keep? He will. And he'll be brought down at the 5 yard line. 3rd and goal from the 5. And Juan Scaife, he's going to have to come off the field as his helmet popped off. Jalen McEwen's going to check in. 3rd down and 6. Here's the money down. And then Mike Malham's going to have a decision to make if they don't get in. Do you kick a field goal?
Big decision.
Juan Scaife looking for a helmet. Big hit. And a big stop by Reed Hughes. Reed Hughes makes the stop of Rogers at the 3 yard line. And now Malham will be forced to make that decision. 4th down and goal from the 3 yard line. Does he try to score the touchdown or does he take the extra field goal?
I think they're going to go for it.
They are. It does look like they're going to go for it. Play clock is running. 4th down and goal from the 3 yard line. If Conway gets a stop, a field goal wins the game. First overtime from Cabot. Windemaker to Rogers. He is tackled right at the goal line. The VAR official is saying he didn't get in. The stop made by the Wampus Cats.
Wow. What a stop. This defense has been behind the 8-ball all night. And then in the second half just comes alive, helps this Conway team climb back into this game, and then the biggest defensive stand here in the first overtime.
Kane Aaron and the rest of those defensive linemen, everybody got in the box there. Corlin McKinney. What a stop. The Wampus Cats will be on offense now. Their overtime possession, 1st and 10. Giovanni Johnson, 3 rushing touchdowns tonight, an 81-yard touchdown pass tonight, and he will run to the right. He will lower his shoulder. He will step out of bounds at about the 5-yard line.
I think they're going to mark him all the way down close to the 3.
They sure are. It's 2nd down and goal. The Cats 4 yards away from scoring. Will McKenna to the far side. Nick Richmond to the near side. First overtime, 2nd down. Handoff, Kerry McLean. Kerry working hard. 3rd down. 3rd down. Tied at 28.
This is it. I think you go with the one who brought you here.
Giovanni Johnson.
Giovanni Johnson put the ball in his hands and let him make a play.
A yard to go. Giovanni, 9 rushing touchdowns the past 2 road games. And Coach Malham wants to talk about it. We are tied at 28. If you are watching tonight, 5 Sports Live. Let us know about it. 5 Sports Live, or if you are on Facebook or on YouTube watching tonight, we appreciate your comments tonight, your feedback tonight, as it has been a classic. Conway goes down 14. They tie it up. They go down by 7. They tie it up. Defense with an enormous stop.
We've been talking about it all season with this team, Jeff. They just so resilient. I mean, that's been the word.
Well, and they even showed it a week ago, the resiliency to come back and tie that game at halftime. Now, the second half, North Little Rock showed why they're the best team in the state.
Yeah.
But Conway showed resiliency, fought back, didn't give up, battled their way to the halftime spot. Showed the same thing here. Showed the same thing in those first 2 weeks. And even the game at Southside, battling all the elements. This is a team that's got a lot of heart. 3rd and goal from the 1, first overtime. Giovanni Johnson dives, puts the football out. Conway comes from behind and wins tonight in Cabot. Giovanni Johnson, 4 rushing touchdowns to go with the 6 that he scored 2 weeks ago. 10 rushing touchdowns the past 2 road games for Giovanni Johnson. Now the extra point has to be kicked because of the tiebreaker rules in conference play. So we have won the game. They have yet to put the 6 points on the board for us, but Conway has won the game. The extra point upcoming by Will Hogue. The scoreboard operator is still not convinced that we've gotten into the end zone.
I think they're ready to turn the lights off, Jeff.
Well, Mike Malham is coming out on the field now, and he's talking to the official, which if he gets to come out there and talk, so does Coach Fimple. I believe they're saying it happened on the far side of the field, that there may have been a fumble, but the official on the far side was calling touchdown. Now they put the 6 points on the board. Conway up 34-28. The Wampus Cats are going to win. The extra point to make it official. Will Hogue remains perfect on the year. And your final score in overtime, Conway 35, Cabot 28. It was no good?
No good, yeah.
Oh, I apologize. I was looking at the other. So that's the first miss of the year. So after all of that, the point spread remains 6. So it remains 6 over the tiebreakers. You can go up to 13, so we'll have 6 more with the win. The most important thing, though, is that win. Conway gets the victory, 34-28 in overtime. Your final look at the numbers here.
Just what an unreal comeback. I know we've said it over and over again. Waiting on my man Stats to give me the final stats.
The final stats, yeah.
You just can't overstate how resilient this team has been. To do what they did again here tonight, 14 down against a team that is designed to run out the clock when they have a lead like that.
Right.
Just amazing. Final look at the stats tonight. Giovanni Johnson leading the way, rushing 19 carries for 98 yards, 4 touchdowns. That last one there giving Conway the win. Bryce Bohannon, 48 yards. Giovanni also 12 of 20 tonight, 265, 1 touchdown. That big touchdown, 81-yard touchdown pass to Nick Richmond. He finishes with 4 receptions for 120. And Will McKenna, 4 for 94. What a night for this offense, this passing game to finally come back to life. And this defense making some huge stops in the second half to give the offense a chance.
So Conway gets the win. Final score 34-28 in overtime. The Cats improved to 5-1. They are 2-1 in conference play now, and Cabot falls to 2-4. They are 0-3, and they are losers of 4 in a row since Mock Malham got to win number 299. It is the Bank Bowl, the Centennial Bank Bowl, and you see the crew out there from Centennial Bank about to give the trophy over to the Wampus Cats following the prayer that goes on at midfield, which is just outside of our camera range there. Now we're showing it a little bit more to the right, something we've started to see more and more of this year that we are very glad to see these teams battle each other so very hard and then get to this point where they're able to do this, and Reed Hughes out there leading them in prayer once again. So the Cats get the victory. Congratulations to Coach Fimple. Win number 5 for Keith Fimple. You all right?
Jeff, man. Just don't know how many more of these I could take.
You got a bunch more in you. You're young. You're good. All right, we'll see you next Friday night. Fort Smith Northside comes to town for a homecoming 2018, and it gets no easier. Northside is good, and they will be in town next Friday night. For our entire Channel 5 crew, and especially tonight, our friend Kara Kirby, who wrapping up her career working for Conway Corp. She does a fantastic job, and the work that she does with all the scoreboard stuff, she will definitely be missed. Kara, thank you for all you've done to make Channel 5 successful over the years. Cats get the win. We'll see you next week at home on Conway Corp Channel 5.